Hello, and welcome to the Party Dungeon. This is Dungeon Party. As always, I'm your DM, Blake Peebles, and here's your cast on a whole new background. Don't worry, it looks like shit, but that's because I made it in 5 minutes before the stream. Because that's how things are going in my life right now. But don't worry, we'll have a brand new one that I work really hard on soon. Ish. I don't know. I don't have a promise for you. Probably in the new year. But speaking of the new year, we just hit the new year in our D&D campaign in World, so that's pretty exciting. How's everybody doing today?
I went shopping.
Yeah, you asked about my store.
Yeah, I'll be there soon.
Yeah.
I went shopping too. And I bought something I had considered buying at Blake's store, but I bought it somewhere else.
I could have gotten you a discount. 20%. 20% discount.
It still would have been like $10 more expensive at your store.
Whatever. Does anybody else have any shopping stories that they'd like to share?
Sort of.
Okay, let's hear it.
I bought the Lady Gaga DLC for Beat Saber. That is that DLC's better than any other song in Beat Saber. Free or DLC. It's like the tier list is the Lady Gaga songs, all the other songs in Beat Saber.
Okay.
I should play Beat Saber again.
In case anyone here is interested in that. Interested in VR and Beat Saber and such.
How much was it?
It was like 13. Do you mean Beat Saber or the Lady Gaga?
No, the Lady Gaga DLC.
It's like $13. It has every song you would want except You and I and Disco Stick. Those are the two, like...
No, I can't.
Those are the twos that are missing, but everything, all the other hits are there.
Come on, You and I is such a high-speed bop.
Wouldn't quite work there.
One, they don't like her Joanne era, and two, they don't like fun.
Cowards. It's not worth it. I remember hearing about that in the Game Awards, but that's my only context, so...
I remember hearing
video
it at the
games.
Game Awards, too.
Yeah?
Yeah. Winfield, do you remember hearing it at the Game Awards?
I had to be reminded that they announced an open world Sonic game the next day. I was like,
I'm
oh yeah.
so ready!
Like, yeah, that happened.
Game Awards?
Now, are we calling it Sonic of the Wild or Breath of the Hedgehog?
Breath of the
I like
Hedgehog
Breath of the
is pretty
Hedgehog.
fucking good, I think.
Okay.
What I should do is this. Alright, we'll do that next time. Cool. So, does anybody else have any announcements they want to make, or, cherished bits that they'd like to do?
Heyo! It's time for another round of What's Chelsea Playing? If you were here for our last edition, you know I took a little breaky break from my sweet baby God of War, because I'm just trying to really elongate that ending, because I know I'm like one chapter away from it all being over. Anyway, and I have picked up Pokemon Diamond, and I'm still going through it. I'm at the point where I'm just one-shotting those gym leaders. Woo! That's all. And I did discover that I usually always have a preference towards electric type, is something I discovered about myself.
Too bad there's not that many electric types
you're-
in that game.
That's true.
Okay, but
You got a couple good ones, though.
Luxray is my baby.
Yeah, Luxray's real good.
My beautiful baby boy. I called him Blip.
Isn't it just Luxray, Pikachu, and...
Who evolves into Raichu?
Raichu, yeah.
and the
There's more than
and the
just
squirrel.
3. Yeah,
And the
there's
squirrel.
squirrels in that one.
Oh, yeah.
And but there's some older ones too that are just in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was the generation where they came up with Electivire, right? So that means Electabuzz has to be there, wasn't it?
That is that.
Was that Gen 5?
No, that is that generation. Electivire and Maton are in that one.
Oh.
So they have some old ones that they just brought in there. The music stopped. Did it stop for you guys?
Yep.
Like fully?
Yep.
Sure did.
God damn it.
I'm in silence.
There we go.
Quiet and awkward now.
There it is.
It's just some of the songs don't work, and they don't tell me that beforehand. All right. Thank you for your segment, Chelsea. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
I have one more week of school, and then I'm sure I will be playing a lot more things. So
Sick.
stay tuned.
How much we'll actually be playing this game when you don't have school.
That is true. And then it'll be January, and I'll be like, guys, school just started again. I can't play.
Because that's the life of an adult. You learn quickly.
Ugh.
All right. Does anybody else have anything they want to add? Okay, then let's play D&D, shall we? Yeah, we shall. Cool. So, last time on Dungeon Party,
Can we have Peter tell it?
Yeah, Peter, what happened last time?
Alright, so last time on Dungeon Party, the gang made it out of the Underdark.
True.
They got to the next city. No, they didn't quite get to the next city yet. That's not true. They're on their way, and then Turn was like, yo, fuck you guys. I hate all y'all fake bitches. I'm out.
Almost. Almost.
Word for accurate.
Fake bitches part.
So, in essence, yes, the group made their way out of the Underdark towards the port that they were trying to leave from to get to the Chimian Archives. Once they were aboard the boat, well, they said their goodbyes to their group, who continued onwards towards the bridges that would take them to Salos in the end of their journey. And they made their way onto the boat, but before the boat left, Turn decided that he wasn't going to continue on with them. He wanted to prioritize on saving Johnson, on bringing him back to life yet again. And he said his goodbyes, and it was tearful for some, not so tearful for others. And he left. Where he went, you guys don't know, but those of you who watched know that he was approached by the same Golden Dragonborn who had approached the group in Trinity 2 after the fight with the Cryptol, and told them that he was gonna die if he continued running away from his problems. And Turn ran away from that problem and made his way back to the Underdark. But the rest of the group was on the boat on their way to the Chimian Archives. Spent some time on the ship there until the 40th of Sithmar, when the Chimian Archives came into sight. And we left off as the old year, the 46th of Citadel, became the 47th of Citadel, and the purple flash reunited the cosmos. And we'll actually pick up right there as you guys are on the ship. Yeah, this is fine. You guys are on the ship, and everyone on the ship is celebrating with each other. They're all drinking and merrymaking as the new year rings in. And as you're sort of looking over towards them and gazing out towards your destination, the Chimian Archive, not but half an hour away at this point, you are met with some more flashes from the sky. Not total encompassing flashes, but after like the second or third, when you realize that purple fireworks are being fired off of the roof of the archives. And as you look a little bit closer, you can't really make out much, because all you can see is a brief illumination every now and again, but there do seem to be some sort of party happening on the roof of the library. That's about all you can make out at this point. If you guys want to join in the reveling, you're more than welcome to, but you've got about half an hour before you make it to the archives proper.
Okay, guys, who wants to take Pry shift this hour?
Wait, take what?
Last session, Tether asked Shandi if she could cry on his shoulder for about 20 minutes, and he was like, sure. That's okay.
Oh, not I'll be here. I can be there.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna hold you and sit in a corner.
That's fine.
Here, Una, you may need this, and I'll hand Una my monogrammed handkerchief.
That's fine. I mean, I wore all the cold weather layers, so it'll absorb.
It's pretty chilly out. Yeah, that's true. Cool. Well, yeah, you spend the next half an hour being cried on by Tether.
Do you need me to talk to you, or do you just need me here?
No, I'm just feeling a lot of emotions.
That's fine. That's understandable.
I like to believe it's I'm sitting like this, and my cap's covering everything, so you're inside a little cave.
Isn't Una considerably shorter than you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to cry on her shoulder, are you a full 90 degrees?
So here's Tether's body. Here's the mushroom cap. Here's Una.
Okay, I'm seeing it now.
Yeah, it's like I can cast the spell Layerman's Tiny Hut, but only on Una.
That's so sweet.
And Una can't see out.
Tether's Tiny Hut.
Is that a druid spell? Can druids get that?
No.
Aw.
Yeah.
Damn it. Okay.
I wish.
Just multi-class for it.
For
Specifically
one spell.
that.
Easy.
One spell. Alright.
Alright, so you next half an hour is spent, doing this.
I mean, the other two boys, are they partying?
Yeah,
for that half hour?
what are you guys up to? Thank you, Michael, for not letting me skip RP. You're keeping me honest.
It's what I'm here for.
Shandi, I think, is just... He's not, partaking, but he is, strolling about, enjoying the revelry.
Septon's trying to, but he's probably a little torn. Weird mix of emotions, because turn left, and that feels weird. Yeah. But also, Septon's just happy to be out of the fucking Underdark.
Yeah, you're a different color now. You're
green, I believe?
Yeah.
We talked about? Yeah. Septon's green. He's
that.
feeling just better to not be underground anymore. So he might partake in some singing and whatever revelry, but you can tell he's not that into it.
Sure.
He's not his usual self.
Yeah.
They're
is torn. Does he sing? Nothing's fine, I'm torn. A little late.
Yeah, but torn gets swapped out with turn.
There you go.
Is there food and drink around? Or...
There's some real nasty alcohol that the sailors are passing around to each other.
I mean, you're getting some
food.
drink if you want some.
I was gonna offer to get you some food, but if there's no food...
There's no food. They broke out, the bottom deck whiskey.
Septon uncharacteristically is not trying to drink it.
No, I'll just chill. I'll just be there with Tether then.
All right. Either way, you spend the rest of this time fairly brief as you make your way towards the Chimian Archives until you pull up to the eastern side of it. You're coming down southwards, and you're pulling up on the eastern side of the structure. As you get closer, you see it's hard to say the plan going into this building. The central feature of it is a massive... One could call it a tower, though it's not quite a tower anymore. It looks like it probably started that way, but there's roofs sort of jutting off at all angles. It's just massive wooden structure with a blue tiled roof. But what we're pulling up to is a stone addition, or marble and stone addition, that's about half the height of the tower. And at the front there's sort of a crescent moon little port area that the ship banks its way into. Not really a crescent moon, it's just shaped like a half circle. Don't worry. I know it's a symbol that's been used in this campaign, but it doesn't really it doesn't really look like that. That's just sort of the shape. And as it does so, you can notice a few things. This side of the building is significantly better lit than the northern side that you're coming down towards. There's torches lighting up the entire front as these massive Doric columns. Right? That's what they're called? Doric? That's the word? Or is it Doran?
Doric is a type of column.
Doric. That's what I wanted. I just couldn't remember the end of the word. I figured you guys would know.
Doric are the most boring of the columns.
They are the most boring columns. The Doric columns holding up a massive entryway. And you see emblazoned over this entryway is a symbol. It is a giant golden sigil that's been attached over the entryway. It's a massive Ouroboros, but instead of a snake consuming itself, it is the head of a goat consuming the head of a dragon and consuming the head of a lion in a circle, unending. People start to file off of the ship as you dock in port, and you are welcome to join them. The sailors continue to just sort of party on the ship. It doesn't seem like they're going to be making another trip today. But the other visitors, including Adelfair in her white and blue robes, her cloak of her, or the hood of her cloak pulled heavily over her head, like quickly disembarks the ship and makes her way inside the entrance, as well as many of the other passengers that you're with. As you disembark, you do notice a figure in green robes pacing worriedly back and forth in front of the door.
Is it Elitha?
Yeah, you're damn right it is. Sort of pacing back and forth. You see her worriedly sort of massaging her chin as she's looking over towards you, trying to squint through the darkness to see if it is in fact you coming off the ship or if she has to wait even longer. But once she recognizes you, she raises her hand quickly in excitement, and then almost as quickly, the relief and excitement just washes from her face, and she returns to her very studious and composed posture and expression. As you approach her, she says, I am glad to see you. I was happy to hear from you the other day, but, you know, it's better to see in person than just simply hear over Sending Stone. I was worried. You were gone for quite a bit longer than we had anticipated. But I'm glad to see you safe and sound, mostly.
We have not yet had a field trip that has gone the correct amount of time.
Yes. Well, no, your first one did go the correct amount of time. We just came back later, Brom and I.
Didn't we have to look? Right, it did. It did go the correct amount of time, you're right.
Yes.
What, didn't we go back?
We did not go back. No, I would be. No.
Oh, we're lying.
In Tether's head. Damn it!
No, I know you went back. You think I wasn't told?
You make a good point there.
You did initially come back at the right day.
Yeah.
We'll call that a half success.
Either way.
And then there was the whole hell thing.
Alive.
There was
Yeah,
the
we
whole
had the
hell
whole
thing.
bed
Sorry,
thing.
before we get into semantics, I do notice that you are a member down.
He's not dead.
Yeah, he's fine.
I figured you'd be a lot more upset
right.
if he was.
He, very characteristically... Jeez,
Yes?
I was in the Underdark for too long. Has chosen to go on his own path for a bit.
I don't...
Which, come to think of it, is he allowed to do that? Did he, drop out?
Well, you are the pilot class, so I don't know if there's any specifics in place for this situation, but I'd imagine if it was anything like other schools that I've had the pleasure at lecturing at, that would be grounds for expulsion, though it seems he has expelled himself.
Yeah, he
he's
wasn't really happy with how the school was conducting stuff.
He's, deferring a semester.
Frankly, Tether, I'm not entirely happy with how the school is conducting itself either. But
Only he had made that decision after talking to you.
Yes, well, if I know Turn, and I'm sure I don't as well as you, he doesn't think through his decisions as much
Hit
as
the nail on the
rest of
head
us.
with that one.
I think he thought
Sorry, is it too
very
soon, guys?
thoughtfully about it.
All right, Tether. I mean, I just speak from the experience of him acting on his impulses. Is he in the room with you?
I just gotta look.
We all have our we all have our coping mechanisms, Una, and if you think Turn can still see you, that's okay.
So wait.
No,
we
what
can
I meant to
stuff
say is, like,
he smells
his-
like poop, and
Well, he can't hear us unless he's watching stream, but I doubt
No,
that.
but we could bait Chelsea into saying stuff.
yeah.
True.
But I also
Would say it
can make
anyway.
my own decisions.
Chelsea would...
and
Una's kind of dunking on Turn these days. I don't think we need to bait her into that.
Una's just spitting the facts. I don't know where this Una hates Turn campaign started.
Peter, could you like lower your camera a little bit? Is that
Sorry,
okay?
yeah,
Sorry.
I could also have better posture, probably.
Nah, I'm not gonna ask that much of you. Well, in any case, I will have to inform the school, and it's likely that someone will be sent to keep track of his whereabouts. Which I'm sure he wouldn't appreciate, but... I'm afraid I am not willing to simply lose a student like that.
Even if he's leading on his own prerogative.
Well, if he leaves and he dies immediately, well then I feel as though that would be on my head. Whether or not it is.
Some of us has already died in school.
Yes, but because you were with the rest of us, we managed to bring you back. I don't think Turn's going to be as lucky
sometimes.
on his own. In any case,
No,
that's not...
no, hold on. No, I do want to harp on this. Did you just say that if one of us wanted to leave of our own volition, that would be a problem? Because I don't know if I'm cool with that.
You can
Right?
say the harp too.
You signed on for
Little bit.
5 years, with the potential to reconsider at the end of each year. But as of now, and it's not a rules thing. I personally would just feel responsible if one of you left and died immediately afterwards.
Right, and I agree with that. I'm just saying, like, are we like trapped here? Like, are we?
We're not trapped, but generally one would have to negotiate exiting a scholastic location. Can't just leave.
We did sign a contract.
All right.
Or is that me?
No, I was just making sure that like we didn't like accidentally like I don't know, like
Are you sure that
get
Turn
enlisted
signed
or something.
a contract?
He
'Cause
did.
it kind of okay.
Does Turn have the legal capacity to sign a contract?
Well, that's
I don't
Whoa,
think Septon
a
would.
different question.
Okay,
think
and
Septon even
I'm
knows what
being
that
mean to
means.
Turn.
I don't. Oh.
Wow.
I don't think Septon really understands what he just said, but he said it.
Sorry, Foundry crashed on my.
I mean, technically, anyone considered a minor does not have capacity to sign a contract, so.
Well, you're
Yeah.
not considered minors.
What if we couldn't read the contract?
Wait,
Not?
what? Wait, what? Are we kids?
Una, you are considered a minor. Sean D, you are technically under the stewardship of another, but the others of you are not.
Is this a height thing?
No, it's.
What?
It's.
Wait, what?
sorry.
Isn't minor just?
No.
Sorry, that was a joke. I'm coping.
It's a stewardship thing. If you have guardians or parents that
Right.
are legally still in charge of you, then you are considered a minor. But if you don't, as you don't, Septon, and Turn does not, at least so he said,
Got it.
then you're not. And Tether, you're a bit of an interesting circumstance.
Got it. All right.
I dig a lot, so I consider myself a minor.
No. Not that kind of minor, Tether.
Okay.
It's in 8. I'm gonna motion for your little notebook, Tether. and I'll quick scribble it down for you.
Oh, it's an age and responsibility thing.
Oh my fucking god. Sorry.
Yeah.
The
It's fine. We got
Elitha's
this RP.
fucking god? Which one?
the Foundry crashed, and now I can't log back in because it thinks that I'm logged in already.
Can I just say real quick? I love that I can still see Maya, but Twitch, sadly, cannot see Maya. Like, that just occurred to me that because of the new overlay, we can have, like, private, like, Discord-only Maya.
This is only Maya.
We could like have
Just
hidden
barely. You
conversations
just
from
see, like,
chat if we all learn.
her
Kelsey, don't say that. Don't
Only
call it
Maya.
that.
You okay? Wait.
I
hold-
wasn't thinking about that.
All right,
While we wait, can you
We're
say
good.
Michael
We're-
said
we're-
hi to Phoenix?
we're back in. You might have to reload, but you should be good.
We back, baby. Oh, and the music's back.
Yes. Okay. Michael, you gotta turn off your cursor.
I did.
There's a permanent setting for that, but we'll talk about that later. In any case, not to get into the, nitty gritty of Zymorian law, right after finding you again, I am glad to see you. I know we spoke a bit before your departure, but I was not in favor of this expedition of yours. And I think I was right in saying so if it did in fact leave to one of our number departing. Even if none of you died, which I'm glad for.
Johnson died again.
Johnson wasn't present. Did he follow you?
Who's better at lying? Should we be lying
Technically,
right now?
Johnson didn't follow us. It technically was not Johnson in body.
I
I
don't know if that counts.
I had heard from Sheena that he had returned to the living, but he wasn't being allowed back on staff. So that was ill-advised of him. And as tragic as it is to have lost him again,
He did save Sean D, isn't that what you said?
Yes, I almost certainly would have fallen to my death if not for him.
So the only reason you survived this expedition was because someone who wasn't supposed to be there was.
We had a lot of lucky breaks.
In any case,
We also didn't think there'd be an assassin.
I'm sorry, an assassin.
Are we not supposed to talk about that?
No, I just didn't know.
No,
I
there-
never know which is like information that we can say or can't say.
Oh, we shouldn't say that, because
Well,
that's a whole...
Septon, you've already said it. And I'm afraid I'm going to need a
Unfortunately,
full
the
report.
rest... Unfortunately,
There's
the
no need
rest
to elaborate
is...
on the
Unfortunately, the
on
rest is classified with governments of other nations, so I can't speak to it.
What do you mean?
You don't have clearance, Elitha, I'm sorry.
Wait, what's
She
that
takes
party
off her
on the
glasses
roof?
and
Let's
just
talk-
rubs her eyes.
Aren't you happy to have us back?
Yes, Septon, deeply, immensely. I think it might be wise for us to get some sleep and catch up in the morning. Are we all
Here?
amenable to
think
that?
that would
Yes.
be-
Heather sits down.
No. We have rooms. I took the liberty of... Well, I got 2 rooms, one with 3 beds, one with 2, but... Suppose one of those beds will not be used.
Or, if you're staying, you can push the
No, I have
two-bed
my
room.
own room, Tether. Is that a... Sorry, did that offend you?
No.
Alright, I need to go to bed. I've been fairly restless in the past few days awaiting your arrival, so I would love to bring this up in the morning as well as explain to you the rest of the semester. Shouldn't be nearly as dangerous as what you've experienced so far, but we are in a fairly haunted place, so I won't make any promises. She catches that look from Una and says, well, yes, the oldest library in Assaria. You didn't think there wasn't going to be some ghosts here. Cursed objects, artifacts, whatnot. Most of it is kept in secure locations, but...
Okay, so when you say ghosts,
Yes.
like the kind that just drift around and go through things and can't cause physical harm?
Sometimes.
Mm,
Are you...
okay.
Are you afraid of ghosts, Una?
Una,
There's
we've literally
nothing- There's nothing to
we've-
be ashamed of.
Una, we've literally interacted with the undead in the past week. How is this an issue for you?
I don't like that. Don't like how they're kind of in and out. Like, okay, like, sure, undead, but the undead is there. I can touch it. The ghosts kind of just drift around, like, here I am. Maybe I'm not. They can't make up their mind. I don't.
Can you hit a ghost?
I think some monks can.
You
Una, have I been scaring you with my echo?
No! No, because I get how that works after I
Okay, because
researched
you-
it thoroughly.
He's rather ghostly.
Yeah, but it's you, and I know you are in control of him, right?
Wait, do you get scared if I go, woo?
No. Because again,
Oh,
I know
okay.
that's you.
Well,
Eh.
it should ease your worries to know
Do
that
my
they're...
psychic daggers work on them? Are we supposed to kill ghosts? Should we kill? Is it
No,
rude?
I wouldn't kill a ghost on sight unless it's hostile. In fact, I think most...
So they can be hostile. Great. That's all I wanted to
Yes.
know.
Well, much like a living creature, ghosts could be hostile or non-hostile. I know both exist here in the archives, but many of the more dangerous ones make their home in the caverns beneath. And unless you go down there, it's unlikely that you'll run across them.
But they
Odds
could
that we go
come
down to
up.
the taverns.
No tavern.
Well,
With a C.
you would never have to go into. And sorry, cavern is the wrong word. The correct term is it's called solatium.
Listen, after what we just went through, if
I
I
feel
never
like
go
we're gonna
underground
end up-
again, I will be fine with that.
Well, you won't likely have to, because there are a number of the archivists, a number of the scholars, the scholars of Yafne, who run this place, whose entire job is to delve into the Celestium and retrieve things from there, as well as organize it and make sure nothing horribly dangerous comes running upwards from it. So, I doubt you'll have to make your way down there. That being said, you may still see a ghost or two.
Okay.
There is, however, a bit of a... And she rolls her eyes as she says this. Religious organization that makes their home here as well. They think of it as sacred ground. Whether or not that's true, it's not for me to say. But the Brothers of the Penitent Stone are here. And they make it their business to destroy the undead wherever they see it. So I assure you, the danger you're in here is less than you're in the Underdark.
Okay.
Alright, well, if you'll follow me, I'll take you inside. She walks you up the steps towards that large entryway. Into what looks to be a main entry / reception area. It's a massive marble pillared room with sort of Art Deco protrusions from the walls and Doric columns supporting the weight of the many stories above it. The center of the room is carpeted in olive green and lined with benches to wait at, though at the moment they're mostly empty, with just a few individuals sitting at them, like flipping through books. The western end of this room is comprised of a massive open archway looking into what from this angle just looks like rows and rows of bookshelves. This archway is flanked by what look to be help desks, though currently there is only one that is being manned right now, by a halfling woman with golden blonde hair pulled back in a tight ponytail. She is wearing clothes that already look familiar to you, though you've only been here for a few minutes. They are heavy olive green woolen robes atop white, well-pressed cloth clothing, complete with brown tartan accessories. On her, it's a ribbon around her neck, though you've seen people with sort of armbands, ties, bow ties, whatnot, already just wandering through this area. You have to guess that this is the uniform, the attire of the Iathne scholars, the individuals who run this place. This specific halfling woman, however, is talking to one of the only... There's very few people in this room at the moment, but she is talking to one of them. This fella. Sorry, I gotta get good music here. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
This one.
I'm getting occupied with this
play.
almond.
Yeah. This individual, there's two. One at the front talking and one behind. The one at the front is a man. He's average height and build for a human man, but it's hard to tell if that's what he actually is, as his brown hair is too shaggy for you to see the ends of his ears. He has facial hair, but it looks accidental, not grown purposefully, but there as a result of a lack of shaving. He's rather unkempt. His clothes are a dull brown and gray and not well maintained, though not just slovenly necessarily. Sans the incredibly intricate dagger at his hip. You also notice his other hip, a book, a tome bound in leather attached to his belt. Standing behind him is a figure easily a head taller than the tallest person in this room, covered head to toe in a thick black cloak. The man is talking to the receptionist. He says, "Well, do you have any idea when she will be back?" The receptionist is responding, I'm afraid I don't know. I'd have to pull the personnel records, and they're currently unavailable. But if you check back tomorrow," he says, "I've checked back every day since I've been here. She works here, doesn't she? You know of her." "I'm afraid I don't know everyone who works in the Chimian Archives, but I could pull the personnel records." It's like, it's all right. It's too much bureaucracy, I suppose. There's nothing to be done about it. I'll continue to wait then. Enjoy the new year. And he sort of sighs and goes to turn and sit down at one of the benches. And his companion turns to follow him very slowly. As it turns, you can see its face, or instead, a completely unblemished porcelain mask covering where its face would be. It goes over towards him, and then very slowly and deliberately sits down next to him as he just sort of sits and rubs his unkempt beard and taps his foot on the ground. Elva doesn't pay him any mind, and continues leading you, not towards that big western door, but towards another one that leads to a series of stairs. And you go up, I want to say 6 stories before you exit out into a hallway with oaken doors on either side. Still stone and marble. Still the same green carpeting along the center. Well lit, airy. Walks you down a little ways before you get to 3 doors right next to each other. And she says, "Well, these are our rooms. I'll be taking this one closest to the stairs, and the other 2 are yours. Choose who sleeps where. The second most has the 3 beds, though I don't suppose you'll be needing that today. We have much to catch up on in the morning. You missed quite a bit while you were down there. Some major world events, as well as one a little bit more close to home. But we can catch up on that tomorrow. I should inform you, tomorrow there are no classes. But the day after that, Friday, we're going to be jumping back into academics. With a passion. That's the only class that we'll officially be holding for the rest of this semester, though if you should like, you can practice your academics or your tactics in your free time, though it might be difficult to find a space, or sorry, your politics or your tactics. Might be difficult to find space or means for that here, but that is up to you. We'll be having classes as normal, but the main focus of the rest of the semester is a research project. Now, the parameters for the project are quite open-ended, but I'll explain them tomorrow. The day is yours, but I'll be wandering the tower, the central area of the archives, and if you find me, I can explain to you the project. If not, we'll get to it on class on Friday. It's probably worrying. The close to home event shouldn't affect you much. Though I will say it's probably I should tell you that what happened is the tower that is technically yours, by word of the late Hezelfast Emberly, the one where you had your tactics midterm recently, it was ransacked by a pair of ne'er-do-wells who I'm told you're familiar with. They call themselves Pell and Mel. They attacked the tower, seemingly with an intent to steal, but the only thing that ended up missing was the core of a librarian construct.
Aww. He was a good guy.
But I don't know. They tore down most
Who was it? What was it?
What was his name?
Okay. Yep, I remember.
I'm afraid I never had the pleasure.
Sorry.
But they did quite a bit of damage to the tower, but nothing structural. Just within. In the end, there wasn't anything missing, just some candied constructs that myself and Brom had to clear out, which is why I wasn't able to accompany you in the way that you wanted. Our wise leader and headmaster seemed to put this as a number one priority, this break-in. I couldn't tell you why. So nothing to worry about. Nothing out of control. Yes, Tether.
Well, if they broke in and they only took one thing, you might surmise that was the one thing they wanted, and it's something to worry about.
Yes. As far as the records state, all it was a simple sort of power core, Magitech gem used to store arcane power to then be used to power anything. Are you familiar with Ioun stones?
No, I am not.
They're arcane gems in the days before Magitech, wherein someone could store their own magical power for use later. For example, if a wizard could only cast a certain number of spells per day, they could cast one into the Ioun stone to cast at a later time. It's the same principle, but instead of holding spells, it holds power that can then allow Magitech constructs and gadgets to work later. It's it's simple, fundamental even. And the size of the one was nothing impressive. There were far more valuable and far more powerful things in the tower. It's a little concerning that that's what they took, but I don't know.
Maybe they wanted the robot to be quiet.
It could be
Maybe
that.
the robot did something.
I wonder if it was powering the robot and we interacted with it. Does it have like a record of us?
I'd imagine it would, but it couldn't access that record without its power source. You see, it doesn't store memory, it simply stores energy.
Oh.
Stealing that wouldn't allow them to access its memories. Any more than stealing a person's heart would allow them to access its memories. Just doesn't let... You take it out, they don't work anymore. I could have the diagram for the thing pulled up for you if you'd be interested in that. You know them better than I do. You might have a better idea why they would want something like that, but...
Helen Mel, I mean, we don't have any evidence for it, but I'm pretty sure they're like foot soldiers for somebody else.
Well, I can tell you one thing. Our headmaster is not a fan of them. The very mention of their name, he turned redder than I've ever seen him, and he diverted all of our forces to taking care of them before anything else, before I was even able to come here.
Yeah, we're not fans of him either.
I wouldn't imagine so. And the work that whichever one of them did with that enchanted candy is appalling. Power to twist metal into horrifying new forms. I can only imagine what it could do to flesh or organic substances.
The eel incident.
Yes.
The eel incident.
Well, I hopefully nothing to worry about for now, though. Keep it in mind. And if you're interested about the world events, I'm sure you could read up on them, or just ask me at some point. But they're not, I don't think, terribly pertinent to your time here. In any case, I'll have to tell you in the morning. I am quite tired. I did hear that there is a bit of a New Year celebration happening over in Chimia, the northern end of this area. If you would like to, you could head over there, but I will warn you, it's probably not conducive to a good sleep cycle. All I'm saying is I won't stop you. I'm going to bed.
Okay.
See you on the morrow. And as she goes into her room, you hear her mumbling to herself. It's like, Brom's not the only cool teacher. The door closes.
Well, you heard her. We must keep our sleep cycles straight if we are to study properly. Come Friday, we'll need it. Off to bed, Septon.
Well, I only need... I don't need as much sleep as you. Perhaps...
Oh, come on. Well, you can use the extra time to get the new boys' room in order.
Well, that's true, actually. You make an interesting point.
We do have a matter to settle. We have 3 beds, and there's only 2 of us.
I
Who will
actually
earn the
have
right
some
to
thoughts
the
on
large
that.
bed?
Oh, now that's an interesting thing. Oh. Well, that's perhaps more interesting. Tether. Are you
Yeah,
willing
why
to...
did you assume that the boys get the
Well, because it was probably set up for turn.
Well, yes, but it sounds like the
Yeah, but
girls' room would like to step to boys' room, as it were, to challenge us for
no,
big
you know
bed.
what? Never mind. A
Not
normal
never
size
mind.
bed
Uno
is a
wants
big
it.
bed.
Uno wants it.
I do not. Any normal bed is big for me.
It could be even bigger.
I want it.
I don't need that.
Una, I want it.
Okay.
Heather, don't you sleep on the floor?
What's it to you?
Right? It's fair.
Yeah,
How
he's
are we...
gonna pull out his dice set.
As Tether pulls out her cards.
Hmm.
Will it be dice or cards?
How do you
What if we
transfer a
beat
Go
each other
Fish
up?
game into dice?
Just
What?
play Go Fish, I guess.
Nothing.
What did you say, Tether?
I didn't say anything.
What did
You
you
did.
say?
Well, if they want to make an insight check, they can. But I'm saying I didn't.
I feel like it'd be more of a perception just to hear you.
Perhaps there would be some sort of competition we could engage in up north at the other event.
A drinking game
Drinking
is what you're
game.
saying?
I mean, Una, you've proven you're quite good at holding your own.
Okay, I'm going to bed.
Well, that sounds like cowardice.
I do not care what you think of me, Septon. Good night, mate. Yep.
Damn, that didn't work. Well,
I'll do it.
Ah.
I'll do it for the both of us.
Tether, best of luck. I'm going to bed.
you can't go to bed if you don't know which room is yours yet.
Well, you can drag my bed out if I am in the wrong room.
Alright. Well, just whatever. we don't need to go.
Down. In case I lose, pick the 3-bedroom room and lock it.
No, if she's picking a room, we're not gonna go do the competition. We're just gonna go to bed.
Wait, you're
I
not gonna even do
whispered.
the competition? What? I'm not
Well, it
participating.
wouldn't be fair if it was 2 versus 1.
2 versus
Oh, I
1
thought it
would
was
be
just gonna be
inappropriate.
Septon versus Tether. No?
No, it
If
was.
rooms are at stake, I will be there.
Yeah, I mean.
Okay, Tether, come here. Tether,
Can't you do the
Why?
mind thing?
why do he? Sure, yeah. Okay. In the mind. Why do you want this so bad? Like, no offense, you do sleep on the floor.
I don't know. I just thought it would be fun, and I could use some fun.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Septon's got Shandi over here, and he's like, listen, if we get a third bed, that means we have spare sheets, and Una's afraid of ghosts. There's a lot we can do with this.
You asshole!
I don't understand what ghosts have to do with sheets.
It's like... You like put it over your head, look like a ghost.
Septon, I don't think that's what ghosts look like.
Oh, I don't think Una knows that either, though. Come on, play a little practical joke.
If you think so, but I don't know about this. I don't know if you'll fool anyone with this.
No, okay, no, trust me. I've got some. God.
Una, the only one besides Shandi who loves research, doesn't know what a fucking ghost looks like.
Trust me,
Alright,
I have a plan. I'll let you in. I'll explain if we can get a hold of the sheet or the
I
other
just want
bed.
a larger bed.
Well, yeah, you can then have the larger bed, and also maybe if you
Oh,
play
but if
along.
there's no sheets on it.
Well, you can have the sheets from the other one. There's probably spare sheets anyway. I don't know why I'm.
I'll turn around and be like, all right, whatever. All right, whatever kind of competition this is, let's just make it quick. But I will participate.
All right, well then that rules out going up and having a drinking contest because I don't think that'll be quick.
So,
Oh, were you hoping
I
it
don't
would be
know,
that
could
one?
Be fun.
no, I'm kind of done with drinking for a little bit.
It's okay, Una. I'm the one who wants to do
Unless-
it. You can go to bed.
No, but they're
No,
saying
we
it won't
already
be
went over
fair,
this.
and I gotta do this. Yeah.
Okay.
Unless
in the
you
mind,
want all my drinks.
in my mind, to Una, I say, okay, Una, I can't tell you why, but I believe I can dominate them.
Let's go. Let's party. Let's drink it up. Is that what they say?
I don't know.
In Shandi's head, I'm just gonna say, I'm so sorry. Oh, by the way, Michael, we are bonded mentally for 7 hours.
Oh, you're gonna hear my dreams, baby.
'Cause my psionic die is now in a D8.
When I tell you that I have had drinking game rules ready for this circumstance for like 3
And
years,
you can't find
and
them?
I can't find them right now.
All right, we'll RP. We'll
No, it'll be
RP while
fine.
you search.
It's
Okay.
good. All right. Do you want to make your way towards wherever this is happening?
Yep.
Cool. All right.
You know, if Elitha gave us her blessing,
So go up to the festivities.
Elitha's a smart woman. So there's nothing wrong with this. We are
Raise
doing.
your hand if you forgot we actually had classes.
Yeah, no, I did not think we were gonna have classes.
We're
It's
in
up
a
here.
library.
How could you
Yeah, but-
forget the classes?
Thought it was like a field trip.
Yeah, I
To
thought
a
we were going from one
library.
place to another place.
Well, she said we'd finish up the semester here.
Technically,
Meaning,
that whole trip was one big class.
yeah, full of like survival and fight for your life. Now
And
it's
romance.
nourishing our mind. Shut up. Now it's nourishing our mind and forgetting everything that happened in the Underdark. What
You
happens in
nourish
the
things
Underdark
with
stays in the
fertilizer,
Underdark. It
and
never
I don't want that in
happens.
my mind.
What? What did you say? We were overlapping.
Oh, sorry. I said the only way you nourish something is with fertilizer, and I don't want that in my mind.
It's another phrase. Tether. Oh, are we walking and talking?
Yeah, you can walk.
Yeah.
Great.
Making your way down the stairway that brought you here. You go into the central area, and as you make your way through the stacks, you find yourself in a central area of the central tower. You can just see, going up farther than you can see, rows upon rows upon rows of bookshelves and layers and ladders, and just like Hagen Estates library is pretty big and impressive. This makes it look like a children's playhouse. This place is, come on, this song really RNG. This place is beyond your wildest dreams as far as number of books, and this is just one section.
Una is living her best Belle from Beauty and the Beast moment.
But from Muhlenberg.
No!
Yikes.
No!
As you make your way in, you realize you don't really know where you're meant to go, but there are several people around. There are two separate groups of people. One of them is very, very striking. They're a group of 4 individuals dressed in off-white simple robes with sections fitted with black iron. All of their heads are completely shaved. 2 of them carry a censer with sort of oil burning in it over their shoulders, and the other 2 carry prayer beads. They're standing in a circle quietly, seemingly praying. The other group is a group of teenagers, both of them humans, sitting across the library, shooting spitballs at them.
Can I see the prayer people's lips?
You can see, yeah. The one facing you on the other side, she's one of the ones without the sensors. She is a dwarven girl, a dwarven woman, probably maybe a year or 2 older than you, Una. She has a purplish burn mark on her left cheek. Her eyes are closed, but her intense eyebrows are furrowed as she's praying. You can read lips. I'm playing out the specifics here, but the gist that you get is some mantra that they are chanting, referencing the Stoic of Stone. Be still like the earth. Be unflinching like the stone. Let not the curses of this world cast a blemish upon your earthen surface. Stuff to that effect. Repeated.
Okay. Are they seeming phased by the teenagers, or are they just going, wow?
Unflinching. Even the taller one, an older woman, human, maybe half elf. You can see that there's a couple of spitwads just stuck to the back of her bald head, but she hasn't moved. She's just holding her prayer beads and continuing to recite the mantra. Oh, good one, good shot. As these other 2 are just continuing to fire spitballs from a distance. One of them pulls out a little brown bag, takes a swig from it, and then puts it back down. As you watch them more, probably just stand in the circle, the white-robed people don't look at you, but the 2 teenagers see you. You can see the one in the front. She's a half-elf, red hair, sort of swept to one side, with a bow on the other side. She looks over at you and then looks back. You see her give you the once-over. She looks a little confused, and then she mumbles something, which you recognize, Una, as... Who the fuck are they? I haven't seen them around before. To her friend, who, mid-spitball, just, looks over to you, so it goes phew, far wide, says, I don't know. She hits him. Sorry. Then he takes another swig. So now she's just openly looking at you, confused.
I just have a stare
Stepping a
off.
wave.
Those youths appear to know where to procure
Septinal-
alcohol.
Septinal just walk over.
Oh.
I'm gonna. I'll mentally to everybody just shoot us quick. Like she's wondering who the fuck we are. Has never seen us before.
It's hang on, it's like New Year's Eve,
Yeah,
right?
it's New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Still, I didn't miss like a time jump there.
It's New Year's Eve. Today. Right now.
Or did the flash happen?
The flash
so is it,
already happened, so
so
technically
is it
you're in the
still
New
New Year's
Year now.
Day? Okay.
Yeah,
But it's like,
it's like
But it's
12,
still- yeah.
It's like 12:30 approaching on 1 a.m.
The party's
I-
still going strong.
right, I can't imagine. Yeah, no, I'll just walk up. So you said they're teenagers, right? They're like around our age?
Yeah, younger even.
Well, younger than me,
15. I'd say
equivalent,
they're probably
yeah.
like about 15
but okay.
humans.
So you said a half elf.
She's a half elf. He's a human. No.
Okay.
Yeah, she's half elf. He's a human. That's what I said.
Septinal will just walk up and smile and be like, "Hey there, friends and I are new in town.
Yeah,
Heard
we could tell.
there might be some fun stuff going on up in town for the New Year's."
Yeah, over in Chimia. Well, I mean, how old are you? You don't look drinking age.
Oh, don't be silly. I'm 75.
Yeah, but you're an elf, bud.
No, not an adult told me earlier tonight I wasn't a minor. Clearly, I'm capable
Alright,
of drinking.
Well, if you want to argue that with Mekio, then you can do that, but she's pretty hard and fast about this sort of thing.
All right, and say we're looking for somebody who's not so hard and fast. I think your friend there might know
You would be
someone
out of
to talk
luck,
to.
my friend.
Nonsense.
There's one bar in Chimia. Mekio owns it, and she doesn't suffer no nonsense. Her words. You could brew your own, or break down into Selagium to find her distillery and get some. That's what Aaron did. It's like, because he's an idiot. But I wouldn't recommend it, especially not at night. But hey, if you think you can persuade Mekio, far be it from me to tell you can't. You're new around these parts. Maybe she has a different opinion about you.
I mean, I can just tell her that my group considered me a conduit for a timeless being.
She'd love to hear that, actually.
That one might work.
Frankly, I'm fascinated by you. In fact, I'm fascinated by both of you. And she points to the Septon and Tether. Why don't you just hang out here instead? You can have some, Aaron, will you share? And he goes, He'll share. He'll pass out in a couple hours.
We actually are going to need a copious amount more.
Yeah, we were really planning on. There was going to be a competition, but I'd be willing to set that aside.
Oh, and give us the other, okay.
Peter in real life gets stressed.
No, there was a very strange noise coming from my house for a second, but we're good. We're good.
I mean,
Somebody was playing Dominic the Donkey again.
Yeah, for an hour, for another full hour.
my manager brought that up today, and I was like, wait.
Have you never heard it before?
No, I haven't, but we can get into that later.
Alright.
I mean, I don't want to keep you from a competition. What sort of competition are you trying to do? Trivia?
Oh, trivia. No. Although we could find a new competition. We weren't really set on the last one. Dice, cards, drinking had been discussed.
I mean, you really aren't from around here. No, trivia and debate sort of how we settle our differences here.
Really? Well.
What do you mean, really? We live in a library.
No, Septon's gonna turn to his party and be like, listen, when in Rome, shall we settle the housing issue with trivia and debate?
I feel like
I have
might
no
be at a
qualm for that.
I
disadvantage.
don't think that's really fair for one of our party.
What do you mean?
One of us has a very different background than the others. That would put them at an extreme disadvantage.
Yeah, so I'm from another plane of existence. That doesn't mean I can't, figure out some things.
Right.
Yeah, just because
But-
Shandi's from a city doesn't mean he doesn't know things. He's pretty smart.
And you grew up with parents, unlike the no.
No, yeah. Hit me with the parents, but it's
You
fine.
still have parents.
You guys don't have parents? I'm sorry to hear that.
I do. I just
No,
haven't
I
seen it in a
do.
minute.
Well, I doubt you'd get anybody to moderate a debate for you tonight, nor run any trivia. So.
What goes on here for fun then?
What do you mean?
Apparently shooting spitballs.
Oh, messing with the Stoics? Yeah, I mean, that's something to do.
How does it feel to be so insignificant they don't even notice you?
Yeah,
sort of
they
their
don't
own-
seem to really care,
Well,
so what's the
that's-
fun in messing with them?
You have to do enough so that they do care.
Does that fulfill you?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. They're a bunch of
See, we
assholes
use-
anyway. They're book burners, piece of shit.
See, where we're from, we use eggs for this.
You said they're book burners?
Yeah.
Like,
Who let
What-
them in?
Really?
I don't know the
Why
specifics,
do
but I'm
they-
pretty sure the Empress of Salos lets them stay here.
Where are we again?
You're in the Chimian Archives. You're in the ocean between Renarcia and Salos.
Okay. Out of character, real quick, I just want to say, I think I have, like, Kruth in my notes, so I'm as about far off as I
Truth
could.
is fucking way the fuck out west.
Verse of Sailors.
Have you asked them
that
what type
rings a
of wood they
bell.
use?
Sorry, what did you say, Una? And then I'll get to your RP tether about board games.
No, it was more Chelsea.
I mean, you know that
Empress of
Salos
Salos.
is run by... It's an empire run by an empress.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's somebody we ran into recently.
No, you ran into a countess who isn't
Yeah.
satisfied with how the empress is currently running
Yeah.
the country.
That's what I was thinking, yeah. Do we know the Empress of Salos' name or no?
Probably not off the top of your head.
I don't think so. Okay.
You're from Zymor. Probably doesn't come up.
Yeah.
Not on great terms.
What kind of books specifically?
Whatever they
You
think
know?
is cursed. I don't know. Oftentimes they call it collateral damage when they exercise
Right.
spirits, but their books burned nonetheless.
Yikes.
I mean, the reflectionists can usually fix it, but that doesn't... I don't know. We have a saying in Chimia. Sorry, you're not from around here. The northern section of this library, it's where we sort of turned it into a little town. We call it Chimia. Number one rule living in Chimia is you respect the library. You know, countless thousands of years of knowledge in here. You can't go around burning it
Yeah.
willy-nilly.
How long have they been here?
I don't know. Centuries, probably.
Oh, wow.
In Una's head, I'm gonna say, remind me to not talk about my past.
I don't know. They deserve it. Make your own. But you know what? Don't take my, lived-in prejudices to heart. Why don't you interact with them on your own, and you decide.
I'm fine.
I don't think that'll be necessary.
Yeah.
It's
Although,
always wise to make an educated decision before you decide against somebody.
although
Fair.
a good alternative for our tournament, our little contest, could be who can make the Stoic break first. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name. I'm
We
Septon,
need
by the way.
to have another bad rep with a group.
Well, you
Just say it.
can call me Luke. L-U-C. Luke.
But also, yeah.
Nice to meet you.
This is Aaron. Don't have to pay attention to him. He's a dullard.
Nice to meet you, Aaron. This is... you guys gonna introduce yourselves, or am I just doing this?
I feel like a lot of the time you just
Silent.
say all our names.
I mean, I can. Alright, this is
I'm Tether.
Tether, Una, and Shandi.
Good to meet you.
We're from, I don't know, Zymor? Is that right?
You don't know?
In a broad
Yeah.
sense, yes.
I'm sorry, guys. I haven't played in a long time. Well, we're from Zymor recently. We were all from elsewhere before that.
I've never been. You got that weird Magitech up there, right?
Yeah, that stuff's
Apparently.
odd.
Yeah, we don't use too much of that here. Got a odd.
Frankly, we don't use a ton there.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't know much about Zymor. I won't pretend to. But welcome to Chimian Archives. Welcome to Chimia. And if you would like to partake in a round of Breaking the Stone, then you can. If not,
we could.
I can send you in the direction of DungeonDraft, and you can try your luck with Mechio.
Do you think if we ask Elitha, she'll buy us alcohol?
Definitely not.
I don't think she's that cool.
She wants to be cool.
I know, but I
You
think
mean-
that I think telling us that we can party tonight was a big stretch for her.
True.
We'll never know if we don't try.
Heather, if you want to go knock on Elitha's door and ask for alcohol,
I would consider the competition over. I would consider you having won if you did that. Because I, personally, am not going to do
I will be as far away as I can from that.
I will be as far as I can with a line of sight.
You said you were gonna start Walker?
Yeah.
No
Oh,
fucking way. Alright, hang on. This might be interesting.
well, good to meet you.
I mean,
Nice
you want to
meeting you
come
all.
watch the show?
Not gonna watch.
Who's Elitha?
Elitha's our, like, teacher, and I think
teacher-ish.
You're
for while we're here,
You're gonna ask your teacher to buy you alcohol?
apparently Tether's gonna. Come
Can
on!
you imagine? She turns to Aaron. Can you imagine Master Surin buying us alcohol? And Aaron goes like, oh, he's kind of chill. He's not chill like that though. Oh yeah, we gotta watch this. She's gonna drag Aaron along with her after you guys. I thought we were just gonna play Breaking the Stone all night, but this is way better.
On the way over, I'm gonna lean over to Sept and go, well, given how she treats her quarters back at the Hagen estate, I dread seeing the way she lives while abroad.
We'll have to take up a good vantage point. As we get close, can we figure out, is there a place where we could, like, see
It's like
what's going on?
It's
And
like
we can...
a pretty. It's just a hallway with doors on either side.
Okay, is Elitha's door, like, can we see from our door in the hallway? Or...
You're right next to each other, 3 in a row.
Can we, like, Scooby-Doo out the door?
That's what I was,
Yeah,
yeah.
you could probably Scooby-Doo out the door. You wouldn't have a good vantage point into her room, but you'd be able to see the hallway and, like, if she came out of the room at all.
We can hear.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, cool. You head that way.
Alright, so wait, are the terms just that Tether has to do this to get the big room? Or is it that she has to succeed to get the big room? Let's
You-
agree on this before it begins.
As a moderator,
I said-
as a moderator here, as a neutral party, I'd say she has to get the alcohol.
I will admit that I said simply do it. So if you want to pressure me on that, you can. But I think our moderator makes a good point here.
I'm ahead and I'm not participating in this conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Gandhi, what do you think?
I am inclined to disagree with our moderator and say that since Tether has already pressed ahead, given your initial proposal, it should be asking that earns her the big room.
Yeah, honestly, I'm willing to give up the big room if we get to see what happens here. And, oh, should one of us, like... Do we want to, like, pass by inconspicuously and be like, oh, don't mind me, and, like, peek inside as it's happening and see if her room's a fucking disaster?
Can go invisible.
I'd be willing to do that, says Lou.
Oh,
Right.
you. Right.
They don't know
doesn't
you.
know.
They don't know you!
Alright then.
Alright, by the letter of the law of your original statement, the contest is as such. Tether must ask Elitha for alcohol. If she goes through with it, does not chicken out, then they get the big room. If not, then you get the big room. Aaron. And Aaron goes, yeah. And he throws up his hand, and you can see a prestidigitation just sort of like checkmark appear in the air. And so it is written.
That how you guys do things around here? That's awesome.
Yes.
Except in a minor illusion, the same checkmark.
Oh. Nice. Well, you at this point you're almost up the stairway into your hallway where the doors are.
I mean, let's get in position
Yeah.
to see this go down.
All right. I'll stand out here and I'll walk by and I'll tell you what I see afterwards. Thank you for.
We'll all meet up in the big room afterwards.
Which one would that be?
The far the closest one to
Great.
Elithas?
One away. It's the farthest from Elithas.
One away. I said
The
it correctly.
the furthest away from Elithas is the best. She won't hear us
Perfect.
cackling.
Well, I'll loop around. Meet you back in there. All right. Tether,
All
at this point, you've made it pretty much all the way up to the door.
Okay.
In
so
Tether's
you can
head,
take it out.
I'm just gonna say, I'm still here. You got this.
Okay, if you're in my head, you're probably going to hear this. Heather's going to get in the right mindset to do
I
this
thought
properly.
we've been working on this.
So she's going to think about Turn. She's going to think about all the horrible experiences they've gone through. She's going to think about some bad childhood trauma.
She's gonna guilt trip her. You got this.
Hello?
It's Tether.
Tether. One moment. And you hear some rumbling and some crinkling.
Can we all hear this as it's happening?
Yeah, it's loud. The door opens just a sliver, and you see Elitha's face without spectacles peering through. Yes?
Can we have a talk real
Oh,
quick?
yes, of course, Tether. You see her look behind her, grimace a little bit, and say, you could let's talk in the hall. Would that be alright?
I don't want to.
I'm gonna motion to everybody to like slide back a little bit.
Well, can we like stealth back into the doorway?
I mean,
You need stealth
As long
checks.
as we can, well, as long as you can hear, like, yeah.
sure, if that makes you feel better. Also, I was gonna ask if you want, I can probably try to curate some penicillium or something.
What? I'm...
The food mold. If you're homesick.
No, thank you, Tether. I am alright. That is very kind of you.
Oh, did you already make some?
One moment, Tether. And she closes the door again. And she comes out. She's got her robe overcoat. She seems to have hastily thrown on her like travel robe over whatever she was wearing before. She opens the door, and you feel Luke walk past you, look in, and just like keep walking. And then she closes the door behind her. So what's wrong, Tether?
You said we should maybe like go up and party.
Ooh, I didn't say you should. Let's be clear. I did not tell you to, but I said if you did, I wouldn't be upset with you.
That's the thing. I think I would be too upset too. I mean,
Dude, you don't
with
have.
everything we've been through
You don't have to, Tether.
and everything, but I want to. It's just
Make a performance check. These are real emotions, so it's not deception, but this is a performance.
okay. Pull up my sheet. Performance. I mean, it doesn't matter. Same modifier. 17.
She goes, oh, Tether. No, it's alright.
It's just.
No, you've been through a lot. Really, since the moment I've met you, Tether, and you've managed to persevere, but I can understand that these things take a toll.
And it's just. You know, you lost one of your first and best friends.
Yes.
And it's like.
I've had a similar
wanna
experience, Tether.
I want to go and have fun. I think it would be really good for me and really generate an active learning atmosphere.
Yes, well, then you should. Gods, what do I do when I... we can't do that.
Do what?
No, Nothing, Tether.
No, say it.
It wouldn't be appropriate. You see, you're not of age.
To do what?
Usually when I'm upset, but I want to, let loose a little bit, I imbibe in substances that you are not allowed to drink.
Alcohol?
Yes, that is one of them.
I've drank alcohol.
I didn't hear that, Tether.
I mean, it's part of a lot of rituals back at home.
Oh, yes, I'm sure. Well, yes. In many cultures, including the one I come from, it's used recreationally.
For its why?
It makes one forget their worries, in a sense. But there are many more
Really?
healthier ways to do it. In fact, I have a good one.
In Tether's head, I'm gonna say, wouldn't she rather us be here and do it than be out in a mysterious town that we've never been to and do it?
That
I say
actually,
more eloquently, I don't know why that came out weird.
that actually is a very interesting point because I've been feeling like I've been wanting to really help.
Yes, well, I
So
have
those
something
things.
much more wholesome and healthy. It's guided meditation. It'll take your mind right off of the problem.
But being alone with my mind is the last thing I want to do
No,
right
but
now.
you won't. You empty your mind. I'm very good at this. I've been practicing. I've been doing
How long?
about 3 years now. Started reading the books. It doesn't matter, but I'm very good at it.
So you think I'd be successful in the very first go?
No, but I would be there to help you. I'd guide you.
But I think I need something right now. I'm having like a very, very hard moment.
I'm sorry, Tether. What are you asking of me?
Well, since you brought it up originally, could you procure some alcohol and wouldn't you rather it be here with you and so we don't do anything reckless or dangerous?
You want me to buy you alcohol?
I'm so dumb. I'm sorry. Why did I even ask?
Make a persuasion check at advantage.
Advantage?
Mhm.
Oh god. Oh god. Okay. I keep having to persuasion. Okay. 15.
Tether,
Was that with advantage?
15 with advantage.
Okay.
I don't think I should do that, Tether. I understand that it would be a quick release to your worries, but I think a big part of growing up is learning to find healthier outlets for this sort of thing.
Tether's mind is racing. I feel like if you do this one favor, I think I'd be a lot more open to have frank and conversations with you about my past and what really happened.
For a moment, she looks like very interested. And then her face falls. Now, I don't know how they did things in your community, Tether, but trying to manipulate those close to you is not how we handle our problems. If you want to have frank conversations with me about your life, I'm happy to do so. But I'm not going to be bought, Tether.
Hey?
I do hope you will start to feel better soon, but I'm afraid I can't buy alcohol for you. That sort of thing might work with Brahm or Colrell, but not me.
Oh, speaking of which, can you tell us who everyone voted for make us go on the trip?
How do you know about that?
How do I know about that? How do I know about that?
Agile Mask told you.
That's neither here nor there, but I just was wondering.
Well, then, who voted which way is neither here nor there either, Tether. Now, I hope you have a good night, and I'll see you tomorrow. She goes back into her room and quickly closes the door.
I just need to know the roll. I was so close. Did you roll? I need to know it.
19.
Okay.
You were close.
You come out the door. Tether, that was so good!
I was very close.
You were so close! You had so many good strategies.
Well, she did ask.
We
Yeah.
should back into the room.
You see
for-
Luke has done a full loop and she's like walking over towards you. Big smile on her face.
Recall.
Gets in the room, closes the door. How does she live like that?
How long has she been here?
I've actually seen her around a little bit. She's been here for a while. But listen, I live in a reading room. And there's more books in her place than I've ever seen before in one space in my life. Not to mention...
But you live in a library. There's more books in there than you've seen in a space in your life?
In that small space, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Every surface is covered with either books or plates.
Ooh. Oh.
It's so funny, because, like, you don't know her, but she's, like, the most, like, upright, proper
Really
person.
organized, put together.
Oh my god, she's got planners for everything.
She's an inspiration. She knows so much about the world.
No, hush.
Well,
Maybe there's some secret in living that way.
Yeah, maybe it lets you focus on the important stuff.
Well, the spores from all that mushroom could really bring in a lightened sense of thinking.
gross.
I mean...
You guys are fun. Hey, there's a performance happening on Saturday night. You guys should totally be there.
Are we still here on Saturday?
You're here for the rest of the month.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Rock band down at the sock hop?
What kind of performance?
It'll be more fun if you see when we get there. He's a singer.
Okay.
They call him the Count.
Cool.
Would
Would I have heard of him?
Picturing the Count from Sesame.
You don't know it's not. You don't know it's not him. You can make a history check, Una.
History. Where did my character sheet go? Hey, natural 20.
You doubt you've heard of this guy, but you've heard of another guy who went by that moniker pretty famously. He was like a lounge singer back in the Age of the Blade. Your dad has a couple of like posters that feature him like back in that day. He treasures them. They're like collector's items. It was this old water genasi guy who was like a crooner back in the day. Dead thousands of years at this point, so it's unlikely that it's this guy. But
Right.
Same moniker, at least.
You said water genasi or air genasi?
Water.
Okay.
Water.
Cool.
Well, I suppose if our studies allow.
Oh, Saturday night. You know, I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Saturday night can be very, very busy for studying if I know these people.
No. Saturday night is when I work, but I don't have to work here. But I can't put studying in there because it's not studying time, right? And throw off the whole balance.
No,
so
I
I
was
have
thinking
to
of
find
turn.
some.
If we were saving...
I have to
every
find
Saturday
something
night.
else to do.
Every Saturday night turn would say, Shanti, I have to study. Leave the room for an hour.
That's true. I wasn't there, so it's a good studying time, I suppose.
You can't disagree
Yeah.
now that he's not here. This is his punishment for leaving the campaign.
To be fair,
Talking to his birds for like 59 minutes, and then he'd say, "Okay, now you turn around."
Hour.
to be
Always
fair,
ask me
to
to
be
cast
fair,
Entangle on him and then leave the room.
you, Sean D, you're gonna fit in real well here. I don't know about you, accepting so much, but that makes me like you even more. All right, well, Saturday night, meet us where you met us tonight. We'll take you there.
Oh.
8 p.m.
Sounds good.
All right, well, we're gonna go play Breaking the Stone a little bit more. Unless you guys, I mean, we can hang out if you wanted. You guys are real interesting. But if you want to go to bed, we won't bother you anymore.
Is this the first time we've slept in a bed in like 3 months?
Yeah, pretty much. You had like
Yeah,
bunks on the ship, but there weren't beds.
Oh, I guess we were at that really nice hotel in the Underdark.
I don't know how many of you actually. Oh yeah, well that was like a month ago at least. At this point, that was early Sithmar.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we should hang out sometime when we're all more awake. Trust us, we have a lot of weird fucking stories to tell.
And I would love to hear them. And I'm sure Aaron would as soon as he's, able to input information into that dumb head of his. And Aaron's just like, yeah.
Yo, Aaron, give me a swig of that.
Okay. It's closet wine. It's not.
Hell yeah. Chew that closet wine.
Hand that back.
Pretty good, right?
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
Going to bed.
Well, see you then. Or tomorrow. Who knows? It's a small place. Come up to Chimia if you get the chance. Love to show you around. And then they depart.
Septon, I suppose we should get new boys' room in order.
All right, let's do it. 2-bed boys' room. We'll head off.
Cool. As you leave out into the hallway and start going towards your room, you see the man from the entryway and his lurching companion walking towards you.
Like, approaching us or just walking down the hallway?
Seems like they're approaching you.
Happy New Year!
Oh, yes. Happy New Year to you as well.
And then just gonna turn as if nothing's going on. as if I'm on my way into my room.
It doesn't stop you. It's like, he stops for a moment as though surprised that you engaged with him, and then keeps walking. You notice that he goes down to the door beyond girl's room and starts putting a key into the door.
Howdy, neighbor.
Are you outside?
I thought since they're going to...
Well,
oh, wait, no.
They left and closed the door.
We're in that room,
yeah.
so we're in that room, so okay, we wouldn't leave. Cool.
Opens his door and he looks over at you one more time, smiles tiredly, and then comes inside. You see his companion walk towards the door and then stop, duck its head slowly, and then walk forward, and then the door closes behind. Yeah, you are in your room.
Okay. Do you have any idea what? Do you have any idea what that thing is?
Door.
Oh, I just assumed it was a tall man.
Just a very tall fella.
We've seen taller.
Have we?
Not.
Oh, I'm sure we must have.
I don't know. I suppose there's many races out there. Be a particularly tall one. All right, wait. Is there a linen closet? Do we have extra sheets in here?
Yeah, you have some extra sheets. It's a nice room. I mean, it's nothing crazy. It's nothing super. It's not like the super fancy inn you stayed in Kovnik.
All right.
It's 2 beds. Pretty. I mean, green. Olive green seems to be the color. That's the color of the sheets as well as the rug. 2 pillows in each bed and a closet. There are some extra sheets. White under sheets as well as green comforters. It's warmer in here than it is outside, but it's still not terribly warm. It's a giant marble stone structure in the dead of winter.
Septon's still trying to figure out if there's a way he can scare Uno with his newfound ghost knowledge.
I'm gonna lock my door. I'm gonna check my closet. I'm gonna check under the bed.
No sign of ghosts.
Under the beds.
Yep, no sign of
Septon's putting a plan together.
Open every drawer. Shut it.
Tether pushes the 2 beds next to each other, and then the 3rd bed sideways at the end of it, so it's like an even mega bed.
Oh, what? Sorry, I got a weird text from somebody. Sorry.
So 2 beds next to each other, and then another bed sideways at the base, so it's even a bigger, longer bed.
Ooh.
And then she sits in the corner.
You didn't have to do that, Heather.
I just had the fun thought of you just like having like basically a huge bed.
So this is all so you could see me be in a giant bed.
Well, you deserve it. You earned it.
Thank you. But like I said a few hours ago, any bed is big for me. Except for the one I grew up in, because it was made for halfling sizes. It's still a great gesture, though. Now, if I...
Sorry, I just walked through with a plant that used to be in Michael and my apartment.
The amount of plants... No, bring it on stream. Bring the plant on stream. Get it on stream. Here it is. It used to be in Blake and Michael's house. Now it's in my house.
Dying. I'm trying.
This is the stream plant now.
I'm sorry to interrupt your RP. That took me off guard.
We should make.
We have a lot of things that used to be in your. We have a lot of things that used to be in your apartment. The wine rack, the connection that I have right now to the internet is only possible because of the adapter.
Thank Phoenix for that one.
Michael, I think I have a pair of your shoes. Like, it's been crazy. All right, sorry. What were we doing?
There was an RP happening. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No, it's okay.
Also, I just thought the bet would be fun.
Well, thank you. It's the biggest bed I've ever slept in.
And you can jump,
That's not safe.
but there's so much room.
Correct. Do you want to jump on it a bit?
Yes, I do.
Okay. You go ahead.
Oh, go in the center of it, and then curl into a ball.
Okay. How
And we play
bouncy are these
popcorn.
mattresses?
They're not great, but
Yeah. I'll try to like exaggerate the bounce while she's bouncing up and down.
Yeah, you get some good bouncing in.
Whoa!
All right. Anything else anybody wants to do before they go to bed?
Are there like shelves and stuff?
In the cupboard, yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna make sure all of my things have their place, including hanging the whale wagon visor on a bedpost.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Septon realized how long this trip would be, and he packed incredibly light. I think if I lose the whistling whip, I'll be like unarmed. Inventory's looking rough right about now.
That's fair.
So Septon doesn't have a whole lot to unpack other than like some clothes.
Yeah. I mean, there's several shelves in the cupboard that you could split to put your clothes in.
I guess we have a really nice drow clothes.
Yeah, that's true. You get suited up for the trial. Cool.
Oh, I don't have anything I'm doing.
Then you all you go to sleep. And in the morning, you awake, and the day is yours. You do notice, though, that it looks almost exactly the same in here as it did last night. Windows aren't really a thing here. Everything seems lit by fire or magic, at all times, day or night. There's no real natural light coming in here. Gives the place a somewhat aged feel. Not creepy per se, but definitely some gravity added to any situation you find yourself in. But yeah, the day is yours. You can explore the archives. You can do whatever you want. What do people want to do? You have the day. You know that there's a help desk in the main entrance if you want to go ask some questions, or you can go explore on your own. Totally up to you.
All right, gang. Let's... Go ahead.
Oh, did you have a group activity planned, Septon?
I was gonna say let's go to the fucking library.
Isn't this all?
Aren't we in the library?
Yeah, but like I don't. There's not books in our room. You know what I mean? Like.
Wait, why do you want to go to the library?
We could take another look at our to-do list and see if there's anything that could be answered by the books.
That's a better plan than I had.
Which was?
I just wanted to
go to the fucking library.
Go to the fucking library. Get into it. You guys are always talking about how cool libraries are.
Septon comes back. You guys aren't gonna believe the fort I just built out of the books.
Heather's alone in her not liking libraries.
Ready?
She's realizing.
I'm gonna go through it. It's been a while since we touched base on this. So hopefully Chelsea, have gotten it all. If there's anything you think would be useful to, Una's like up on a podium now of books. If anybody thinks there's anything useful that we should research while here, please raise your hand or say something and I will make a mark. How's that sound? Okay. Number 1. I don't think these are in any order now. Since we've added a few, they've kind of got out of order. Number 1. Talk to Ellie to learn more about her uncle.
Can't really do that.
That one might have to wait.
Great. Save for later. The E symbol that we found under Hagen and is now on Johnson's body?
That one might be worth looking into.
Great. That's what
was on Johnson's body.
The symbol. That's what I wrote down. I honestly forgot about it until I was... Okay, Blake confirmed. Great.
I think he means because "is" isn't really a word you can use.
Isn't what you would use at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, hey, symbols, that could be in a library.
Ooh, the envelope of skin that started writing my name.
I'm sorry, what?
You know about that.
Septon, you were there, but I don't think I was.
You know, Septon.
I forgot to tell you.
Remember when we? I'll tell you. Remember when we were looting the body of the assassin
More
that
plants
started?
coming through.
Because remember we killed the assassin with the golden arrows. We looted the body, and sure enough, we found an envelope with a letter in it that started to say something about a mission, and then all the words went away, and then it just started writing U-N-A-K, and then I threw it away and closed it, and you guessed it, the envelope was made of skin.
Okay. Oh yes, I remember. Maybe?
That's so specific. How do you even start looking that up?
Books sentient books.
Great.
Sentient writing. That's a topic,
They
right?
were part of a group that was or were they Sololians? Like a group that is against.
Oh yeah, was the Golden Mask part of a group?
Golden Mask Golden Mask was the name of a criminal organization that the Countess knew of.
We could just look up the Golden Mask.
Okay. Got another good one. Great. And then mask. Resk is just a lingering problem. No offense, Shandi.
No, none taken.
I don't
feel like
know.
There's not a lot of library.
I don't
to
know
help
that
us
the
with.
library will be helpful, yes. That's something we'll just have to deal with in its own time.
Great. General history of Hagen. I feel like it's too new to look up here.
I mean, worth a shot, maybe.
Maybe. I'll put it as I'll highlight it in like a light blue on my document here. Balthazar. Or
Yes?
anything.
Hi.
Hey!
What, did you
Or
think I was
anything
just
to
not good
do-
to talk?
Or anything to do with that dwarf cult.
You could just ask nicely. I might even tell you the truth.
Yeah,
Oh,
might.
and my good buddy, what's your true name?
Oh, ho, ho, ho. Nice try, Seppi.
Honestly, if that had worked, I would have been disappointed.
Right? It wouldn't be fun.
That's a later problem. That's who put Elias in the dungeon? Well, that's a later problem.
Was it you, Balthazar?
I don't I don't know who Elias is.
Got you.
Good, good.
Apparently, at some point,
That's for the best.
we wrote Brahmin Elitha, which I also don't think we can
We
research.
can fix them.
I think it's when
Parent
they're
trap.
still gone.
Parent trap. Our blast ball nemesis. I wrote down.
We do need to deal with that.
Again, I don't. Oh, and then Tether's deity.
Ah,
Wait, what? Oh, yeah.
yes, my fungal sister.
Oh, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
finally become heroes.
We're well on our way.
How's that one going then, gang?
Quite well.
Not too peachy. Oh, I mean, quite well.
Oh, mixed opinions.
So,
I've done my part.
What
Goodbye.
so what I highlighted there was
Goodbye, you're still here.
He teleports to Shandi's hip. No, I'm not.
Wait, can you
Yeah,
teleport
please
to
go back to
Karen?
Septon.
The walkie-talkie.
I could. I won't, but I could go
Oh.
to turn if you wanted me to. Depends on how much you're willing to give me to do so.
What could we give an hourglass?
You
More
could-
sand?
You could give it a turn.
Turn.
Yeah, see what I did there?
anyway.
You guys gotta hand it to him. That one was good.
Anyway, so what I marked down, E symbol, the skin envelope / looking up golden mask or sentient books, maybe any history of Hagen, Tether's deity. That was it.
Me? What about me? Look me
Oh,
up.
right. Sure.
A demon that goes by Balthazar.
Drinking and revelry demon or whatever you are.
Son of Lolth, maybe.
Maybe crescent moon imagery. Now there's too many. Oh, son of both.
But I
Right? Because, well, that'll just help us narrow it, you know? A demon that
Yeah.
goes by Balthazar, created by Lolth.
Let me give you a freebie. My symbol is the symbol of a crescent moon. That's me.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Got it.
I mean, yes, obviously.
Yeah, look at
What
that.
does that have to do with like partying though?
Well,
like,
I
your
don't
your-
choose my symbol. Your worshippers do that for you.
Yeah, they had that moon phase
They
thing
just-
with the dead bugs.
Mm-hmm.
They just raged under the crescent moon. That's it.
Guess.
Wait, how would Lolth... never mind.
I'm not going to put the pieces together for you, Seppi.
Great. So who wants what?
Well, I've got Balthazar with me.
Fantastic.
Come on, Balthazar, we're gonna go read about yourself.
You can try.
I would be happy to look for any sign of the symbol.
The E.
Yes.
Great. Cool. Tether, would you rather be with me? Or do you want to
I'm
try?
self-aware enough to know that I might be a distraction.
Well, I don't think you'd be a distraction.
I know myself, and I'd really want to talk to you while you were reading.
Okay.
What do you want to look up? Because you're going to have more fun doing this.
Well, I've got either Hagen or the Golden Mask, and maybe since the skin envelope started writing my name, I'll start with the Golden Mask slash yeah.
Cool.
Okay. And so what should I do? I forgot the others.
You can look up any history of Hagen, or you can look more into Zugtamoy. I know you already know a lot about her, but maybe you could learn something new from a book, or you find a mention of her and you bring that book to me.
Okay.
Whatever makes it easier for you.
Okay.
Okay.
So, like,
Ready?
should this be like our meeting point?
And yeah.
I know we're about to say
In the
break,
bedroom, by the way.
but I know we're all gonna walk to the help desk together, I assume, right?
I wasn't going
Oh, I
to
was
do
gonna go by the UWE decimal system.
It's not real.
Alright, I'm gonna go to the help desk.
Great. Great. I'm gonna be stubborn and try to find it my own and
Alright.
probably not be
I
so-
wasn't going to either.
Una and Tether make investigation checks at disadvantage.
Ooh, why?
Because this place is fucking massive and you don't know how
Got
it's
it.
organized.
That is very fair. Wait, what? Investigation?
Investigation. 1 from Tether. Good.
Disadvantage. That is 17.
Cool. Alright. Tether, unsurprisingly, you're going to be searching for a really long time with no idea what you're looking for, any idea, anything.
I'm just going to be taking random turns, looking at like titles, but walking too fast to read the titles.
Yeah. And you cover a
is
lot of
more
ground,
okay.
for sure, but you don't find shit. Una!
Oh, it's that book Pern was reading.
Una, we'll get back to you.
Oh my god, there's a lot more books like it.
Septon and Shandi, are you going to the help desk?
Yeah.
Alright, you make your way down to the main area. Tether and Una just make their way directly inwards, and you start heading to the help desk. But you notice, once again, only one of the help desks is being manned at the moment by the same halfling woman. It looks as though there are areas for other help desks, other desks to have scholars standing at them, but they're empty. This one, because of that, has a bit of a line. It's not too much. There's like 2 people in front of you if you want to jump in line after them.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Cool. You do. Couple minutes standing in line. Somebody gets in line behind you. Or 2 people, I should say. The man who is staying next to the girls' room steps in line behind you, looks around sighs, and then he notices he's standing next to you, and he's like, "Oh, Happy New Year!"
Oh. Hello, neighbor.
Ah. Yes.
Bit of a line today, huh? Bit of a wait.
Yes, I have noticed that most days around this time there's a bit of a wait, but if you need information, you need information.
Oh, is all the staff out for the holiday?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, actually, myself. You see, there's a friend of mine who works here, or at least She said she did. And I'm coming to give her a message. Another mutual friend of ours is sort of cooking something up elsewhere, and we could use her help, but no one seems to know where she is. I don't know why, but the whole place is understaffed these days, apparently. Not just my friend missing, but many. I heard that even one of the lore masters isn't here.
Odd.
What are you looking for?
Oh, this and that. Here with a school, so got some things we have to research for class. Being graded on and whatnot. I've also got some things I want to look at myself.
Well, I've been here for about a month now. If you don't want to wait in line, I'm sure I could give you some assistance. Though I do have to wait in line, so maybe never mind on that.
Yeah. So, Septon, by the way.
Ah, Oliver Dumont.
Oh, nice to meet you.
And he shakes your hand.
I'm Shanti.
This is my friend Shandi.
Yes, Oliver Dumont. This is Jangle. He can't shake your hand. He's not able.
Nice to meet you, Jangle, and I'll bow a little.
Doesn't move. I'm still getting used to him, to be honest, so I can't make him do the intricate things.
Can't make him do... Is he a puppet? Is he a...
In a sense.
A puppet in a sense, you say?
Well, I puppet him, sort of.
Huh.
It's a
it's interesting.
It's a big skeleton.
Oh. That's interesting.
I'm sorry. You don't come out and say, hello, I'm Oliver, I'm a necromancer, but that's sort of where we're at today.
I happen to know this character does, in fact, say, hi, I'm Oliver, I'm a necromancer.
He does.
It's never gone well for Oliver the necromancer.
But
I'm not gonna lie, when you said Oliver Dumont, like there was like a 30-second lag in my brain where I was like, huh, have we met this character before? Has this character's name been dropped? It sounds familiar. Before remembering I played like a year with Oliver.
With Oliver, yeah. But well, there's some people in the archives who wouldn't be so fond to know that I had a big skeleton towed along with me. So.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah. We heard about them. Seems like an odd place to choose.
Hey, thank you for the follow. Sorry.
Odd place to choose to go.
Well, they say it's sacred land for them. Apparently, in their god's creation myth, the stone that this tower is built on is actually the petrified corpse of an evil Leviathan.
Oh.
Yes.
Interesting. Fascinating.
I don't know if that's true or not, but it'd be interesting if it was.
Since we have some time and we're chatting here, and you claim you're a
the person at the front of the line is having a heated debate with the receptionist right now. It doesn't look like the line's going to be moving anytime soon.
Since you say you're a necromancer, we encountered a sort of not to get too much into it, but a friend of ours passed away. Came back.
Oh. In the good way or the bad way?
He was aware of who he was.
That's good.
He was not all himself, physically. Seems like there was some patchwork done, wouldn't you say, Shandi?
Yeah, so he was a bit stitched up.
But he could suddenly summon bone things.
Wow. A powerful undead. I mean, the sort of guy.
Right. Oh, he's not here.
No, I say that for the benefit of our safety. Not.
Oh, trust me, he's returned to the grave.
Oh.
He died again. Should we all be so lucky? Although I guess Shanti and I are so lucky. Anyway,
I myself was once trapped in a book. It was sort of like dying.
You got trapped in a book.
Now, is that literal, or is that like an expression
No,
like you found a really good book?
A literal book. I drew a card out of a deck, and then I was in a book.
Oh.
But then my friends got me out. One of them died, though.
Sounds like our group of friends is deaths and resurrections
Well,
and
that
deaths.
that is the life of an adventurer, and one of the reasons I've given it up for more, concrete pursuits. No, I do
think
find
we're on the other
myself adventuring quite a bit these days.
I think we're on the other side of that. We're
But somebody has to do it.
Well, no, we're doing the more concrete pursuits to become.
Oh,
Actors.
I've never heard of doing that before, but it would probably end up better for you in that way than it did for us in our way.
You would think.
You would think.
I think
But with the-
adventuring's just a bad time.
With the death toll now at about 4.
Well, like death, or like death for a minute?
Death for a. Oh wait, hang on. Let's call it 4.5.
Am I the only one who hasn't died?
You see, let's see, Shandy, we lost you,
Yeah.
we lost you, we lost me, we lost Tether, then we lost Johnson,
Aye.
we lost Johnson again. Does that count?
I would say that counts,
That
yes.
probably counts, yes.
That'd be 5 then. Who else have we lost? Is that it? Yeah, adventuring hasn't been going great, but apparently we're locked into a 5-year contract, so
Well, good luck.
thank you.
You.
Can I ask, what was it you said you were here to study? Oh no, you're just trying to
I'm looking
find
for a friend of mine. We could use her skills. But she's not here. The closest I could get to anybody telling me where she might have gone is one of the refectionists told me that she saw an important-looking guy talk to her, and then she left. So I don't know. That was a while ago, apparently, as well. But no one else can give me any more information. Who he was, why she left, what she did while she worked here. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because they're understaffed, but I'm surprised this place runs at all.
Oh, Shandi, I'm starting to second guess whether or not we'll be able to find what we're looking for.
Well, if you're looking for books, I'm sure they could point you in the right direction.
More the information in the books.
Well, there is a
Rather-
school in Chimia, up in the Chimian settlement. Sure, if you talk to some of the school teachers there, they might be able to help you out as well.
Yeah, that would be a
If you can't find what
handy
you're looking
second course
for
of action,
in
yes.
books, of course.
Yeah, a little school-to-school connection. That went so well last time. Well, actually, that did go well last time. We were able to get the cat ears off, and the...
Yeah, I mean, I think the students are a bit younger than you, but the teachers are well-versed, well-read.
Thank you.
Mikhail Surin is probably who you want to look for.
Well, sir. Thank you, Oliver.
Of course. Always happy to help out a fellow adventurer.
Only all the people we met on our travels were like that.
Most people are jerks. Right, Jangle? And you just hear, like, a literal jangle from inside the mask. I told her to do that.
Hoo-hoo.
Yes.
How charming.
Yeah. You can do good stuff. Well, oh, looks like the line's moving again. Good luck! And, if we run across each other again, Happy New Year!
Happy New Year.
Alright, yeah, you make your way up to the front. The receptionist is there, awaiting. She says, "Hi, how can I help you today?"
Would you like to go first, Septon?
Oh, yes. Sorry, I can see you guys are a little understaffed. I only got two things.
Yes. No. We'll be sure to take care of your needs. That's what us archivists are here for, and that's what we'll do.
All right. Well, I'm looking for information on a demon. Yes, historically, supposedly, a demon with relation to Lolth.
Lolth. All right. Yes.
Right.
And she
was
started sort of moving her hands as though she's filing through something, but as you look over, she's just air, nothing. She's looking through. Any other details?
Okay. A demon of what'd you call it? Pleasure and debauchery,
Revelry,
that sort of thing.
My friend, revelry.
Revelry. Thank you.
Oh, is that it?
Yes, he's right here.
If you would like to dispose of it, we could probably get one of the Celatai to put it down in Salatium for you.
Now that could be interesting.
Well, Seppi, you're really going to throw away our relationship that quickly? And for what?
You almost got me smited by your mom.
Well, that's because you told me what to do, Seppi, and I'd never do that.
Let's put a pin in that.
Yes.
Put a pin in that.
Yeah, of
we
course.
could get rid.
Totally.
But in the meantime, and he goes by the name of Balthazar, or at least that's the name he gave me. Not sure how accurate that is.
Just from my records here, I don't see any tomes specifically about a Balthazar, but I could point you in the demonology section and you could search for yourself.
That would be wonderful.
Great. So it's going to be 15th floor. You're going to want to stay to the western wing, mostly top shelves.
All right, 15th floor, west wing, top shelves. Thank you.
Rosary, Archivist Rosary Littledew.
Thank you, Rosary.
And
Septon steps to the side.
Enjoy the perusing. And you, sir?
Oh, I was just hoping to get pointed in the direction of your symbology section.
Yes. Symbology will be on the second floor, also west wing, towards the northern end.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
And I will head off as well.
All right, investigation checks from the both of you.
Oh no. 8.
Seven.
Rough. All right. Well, we'll start with Una then. And that song doesn't work, I guess. Nope, it works. I gotta work on the system a little bit. Una, you were looking for stuff about the Golden Grin. The first hour or two of your research is... you're lost. You don't know where anything is, and you're trying to get a sense for the organization, but it doesn't seem to be arranged by genre in any way. Definitely things are near each other, but the history of transmutation magic is right next to cookbooks, so there's no real rhyme or reason to sectioning. And right as you feel as though you're about to give up, you stumble across an individual wearing olive green robes. Who seems to just be wandering randomly, and upon seeing your confusion, she walks over towards you. She's an elderly elven woman. And by elderly, I mean elderly. You know that elves don't start looking old until the tail end of their life, but she looks like an old elf. She wanders over to her. She's got olive green in the scholars and thick glasses which magnify her wrinkled eyes a little bit. You see cataracts in one of them, but the other one is clear. Green eyes. She takes a couple steps towards you and says, "Oh, my dear, are you lost?"
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Yeah. Oh, I am looking for any kind, what, the Golden Mask? What were they called? Okay. Some kind of organization on, an organization called, the Golden Mask, or
yeah.
anything about, magical properties that make words appear on certain materials?
Yes. Well, as far as the Golden Mask is concerned, I know quite a bit about them. I could give you some information and send you in the right direction.
That'd be great.
Yes, and this other query, well, you might need to seek out our refectionists, in fact. That's the sort of thing that they specialize in. Someone dressed like me, but with a big belt with scrolls and monocles and books and whatnot, sort of a tool belt, magical tool belt. Look for one of those. They like their big hats as well. They could give you some more information. That's their specialty.
Thank you.
As far as the Golden Mask is concerned, I know it is a Selosian criminal organization run by a shadowy figure who calls himself Zarkon. Now, I'm not sure if you're familiar with Zarkon, but that was the name of a fairly powerful lich. Some say the first lich, way back before Selosian recorded history. So to choose this name is an interesting one, to say the least. Oh, that lady's singing in the background again. I've told her to stop that. Oh, please. Oh, it said you can't skip the song, actually.
No singing in the library.
Oh, I've lost connection to this. Well, we're gonna have this for a little bit. Because, God, I gotta hardwire my laptop for this, because my Wi-Fi just keeps going out. In any case, there we go. It's a bit of a choice. They're known to embrace that choice. I'm told that no one knows where their hideout is, but there's rumors that they operate out of catacombs under one of the Selosian cities. Is this ringing any bells for you, dear?
Is it?
I mean,
I don't think so.
In terms of your knowledge of the Golden Mask, I don't know. Would
No.
it be? Well,
Do they have a preference of weapon?
oh, well, they're a large criminal syndicate. I'd say that different people working for them use different weapons.
Okay.
Though I do know that they have bonded members and contractors. Bonded members tend to wear a golden mask, whereas contractors, work as contractors would in any other field. There's not much about them. It is the custom of sailors to present an unblemished front, so to speak. So to talk too much about the downsides of living there and the dark undercurrents outside of closed rooms and whispered hands is not common. But I'm sure if you head up to floor 25... there's all sorts of things on organized crime up there. I'm sure there's some information you could find for yourself.
Thank you.
Of course.
How many floors are there? Out of sheer curiosity.
Depends on the day, dearie.
Whoa. Okay. Again, thank you.
Of course. That's what I'm here for.
Oh, your name, by the way?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Enjoy your perusing. She sort of just wafts down another aisle.
Una panics for a second. Was that a ghost?
She
And then
certainly moved like she was floating.
No!
I mean, you didn't get, as you're thinking that, you look and you see if you can, look and see if she's walking on the ground, but she's already gone. She's turned a corner. You could chase after her if you'd like.
No, I'm not!
Did she turn a corner, or did she go through the wall?
There is a corner nearby. You didn't see which happened.
But you don't know.
You don't.
Anyway, I'm gonna go in the other direction.
Yep. You make your way
And
out.
I'll make it to floor 25.
Yeah, I mean, with your 17, you find information, but it's almost verbatim what you were just explained by that woman. There's not a lot to be done. There's speculation on their hideouts. There's several different catacombs that are mentioned, as well as it's like a gossipy tome. Clearly not written by a scholar, just written by like a Seleucian noble with too much time on his hands, who's like, I bet these people have a connection with the Golden Mask. I have on good authority that like Jeremy Van Pondereau once bought the blackmail off of the Golden Mask to get against. It's a lot of gossip. The only real concrete thing is that their leader goes by the moniker Zarkon.
Is that Zargon or Zarkon?
Zarckon.
C-K. Okay. Great.
You could look more into Zarkon, though it's like he took on a famous name. It's like Cherubrosis a few years back. Like the entity that attacked the world wasn't actually Cherubrosis. It was somebody who had adapted the moniker of Cherubrosis.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'll seek out a reflectionist.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to find. There are scholars. The scholars of Yathne are wandering around pretty regularly. And as you're looking around trying to find them, you do notice that there's sort of like 3 types that you can make out easily. There's the archivists, who are just the run-of-the-mill librarians, ones who work at the reception, the ones who are restocking shelves, whatever. There's another type, who you assume is the refectionists, which have heavy tool belts and big, sort of wizardy hats. And there's a third type, you're not sure what their deal is, but their robes are less roby and more armor-y. They all have weapons strapped to them, and you see them more on the bottom floors than you do higher. But they're around. You also run into several wandering groups of the Brothers of the Penitent Stone, or the Stoics, as it seems people take to calling them. They're also armed, either with morning stars or flails made out of those censers. And every time they walk past you, the oil gets in your nose, and it's uncomfortable. But eventually you do find a group of refectionists. They seem to be patching up a bookcase with this mending spell. A few of them are holding books, or more accurately, floating discs are holding books that some of them are operating, and then one of them is sort of mending. There is a fourth one, 2 of them with discs, 1 mending, and a 4th one standing arms crossed, sort of just overseeing the whole experience.
Does it look like they don't want to be interrupted? Then I'll leave.
They don't pay a ton of attention, but he doesn't look like he's doing a ton at the moment.
Dang it. The ghost lady just walked up to me. Now I have to initiate conversation. Hello.
The figure turns his face towards you, and you see that you can't make out this guy's features. He's tall and wiry, but he's got like a collar that goes up to his nose and a hat that goes down to right below his eyes. You can make out deep, brilliant purple eyes sticking out from under them with some age marks, some crow's feet around the sides. But you, beyond that, really can't make out any distinguishing features of this guy. Turns to you and says, "Yes. How can I help?"
Hi. I'm not really from around here, if that wasn't obvious.
I don't pay attention.
I take it that you are a refectionist?
Yes, I am the head of this unit of refectionists.
Lovely.
And one of the platform holder goes like, "This unit? All right, Everard. Be you don't have to be humble." Yeah. Regardless, what do you need?
if it's not too much of your time, I encountered an object in my travels. Blake, remind me, was the piece of paper that the writing was on was regular paper, and the envelope was just of skin, no other magical properties?
As far as you can
Really,
tell.
it was just creepy.
As far as
mostly.
you can tell, yeah.
Okay.
You burned it, and it burned, so.
I did, yeah. Yeah, I was just frantically looking through my notes to make sure I burned it or it was with me, but yeah. So I recently came across an object that it appeared to be a letter, but as I was reading it, the scripture kind of disappeared. Seemed to know that I was reading it, and then started to write other things, and then I kind of panicked and threw it in the fire. But I was wondering if I'm not much of a magic user, except for some very specific things I can do. I was just wondering if you knew of any type of maybe groups, or what kind of... I don't even know how to start asking about it.
Sure. Well, the Refectionists as an order have developed a lot of magic in the field of, well, scripture magic. We specialize in that sort of thing. In case a book gets damaged, we can restore it to what it used to say. It's a difficult procedure, but it's something that we're able to do. I mean, our job is to keep this place in working order and keep the knowledge here around. I can't say I've personally heard of any advances in scripture magic that allow... What did it... So the words disappeared and then it started writing something else? Did it seem like a set message? Because that's fairly simple.
A set message?
Yeah.
No. It started writing out the first few letters of my own name, and that's when I panicked and threw it away.
Probably wise. I can't off the top of my head say I know of any advances in the field that would allow this. Because that wouldn't just be scripture magic, that would require the paper to somehow learn the name of the person holding it.
Yeah.
Which is a whole different sort of situation. But, given that information, to have the piece of paper automatically write upon itself, that wouldn't be terribly difficult. For example, and he pulls out a scroll, and he unfurls it, and he thinks for a minute, and cants a little bit under his breath, and then taps it. And he hands it to you. And as soon as you touch it, the word hello writes out on it.
Okay.
So you can more or less pre-enchant parchment to write upon itself a specific message. And if the person knew the name, your name, beforehand, they could have put it on there. Does it seem like they would have known your name beforehand?
No, they were actually... From what we know, they were after somebody else that was traveling with us.
Yeah, then there's another complicated enchantment involved. Probably some sort of divination spell put into there as well. I'm afraid I don't know much about that.
No, that you've been super helpful.
Glad to hear it.
And I will move on if this means nothing to you. It came in a envelope made of skin.
What's your passive perception?
Oh, like 23? Yeah.
You see a flash of curiosity come into his eyes briefly before the sort of stern, expressionless eyes return. He says, "Gross." I'm sure people who would love to make paper out of skin. It's not something I would ever do.
Are you sure about that?
Yes. I mean, I don't make paper in the first place. It's not really my job. And if I needed to, there's plenty of supplies around here to make normal paper. I'd imagine making paper out of skin would involve killing someone, and I do not have any interest in that.
Can I insight check him?
Mm-hmm.
Dun 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 dun. Do, 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 do. 21.
21. Yeah, this guy seems on the level. He really doesn't want to kill anyone.
It was just interesting.
Yeah, the curiosity is odd, but he seems to be being pretty straightforward with you here about his intentions.
It was you! I attacked immediately!
To be fair, if I heard somebody got a letter and the envelope was made of skin, I too would be interested.
I mean,
I don't know if I'd be wanting to kill someone or make it,
what
but
you saw in his
I'd be
eyes,
interested.
what you saw in his eyes wasn't like a what the fuck. It was like a oh really, but then it went away quickly.
Okay.
I'm sure there's record of that happening somewhere here in this library. Not that it happened here, but there are records of it in the library of what sort of people or cultures would do that. I'm afraid I don't know where that would be. That's not really my job. You could find an archivist for that, but I would say with both the evidence of skin paper and fairly complex double enchantment, whoever wrote that is not someone to be trifled with.
Oh, yeah. I have no interest in finding this person or people. I'm just genuinely curious.
Absolutely. I understand the curiosity.
Yeah. I would mostly just like to know if putting it in the fire definitely got rid of any entanglement.
Is it gone? Did it burn?
Yeah.
Unless there was some sort of charm worked into it to relay the information back to whoever wrote it. But that's a triple enchantment at that point. I don't know if a normal piece of paper could... Though if it was made of skin, then maybe that adds to its qualities. Again, that's not really my specialty. Perhaps a piece of paper made of skin can withstand more enchantment than a standard piece of paper, but... I mean... And he pulls out a scroll. I know that spell scrolls require very specific paper, specifically made arcane enchanted paper to function. But if you burned it easily, then it wouldn't have been on that sort of paper. Unless the enchantment was spent, but that would generally make the thing burn up on its own. But if it didn't do that, I don't know. In any case.
Sorry,
I have to go get my friend.
Bird. In any case, I would say that if they were able to learn your name, you should be incredibly worried. But my guess is they probably weren't.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Do you know of a very old elven woman who works here?
Glasses didn't tell you who she is?
Yep.
Yes, that's the lore master.
Wow.
Yeah, one of the three. She's in charge of the place. She has an infuriating habit of wandering around wherever and causing mischief.
Is she not supposed to do that?
Now, she can do whatever she wants. She's in charge.
Oh.
It does make our jobs more difficult.
Oh.
It's Lore Master Alaris.
Cool.
The other two stay confined in their offices more often than not. She likes to wander. Sometimes she puts books in the wrong place as a fun game for her archivists. Let me tell you, that's not helpful.
Yeah, I can imagine.
In any case, is that all you'll need?
She's alive, though?
As far as I can tell.
Okay. Okay.
Do you have reason to believe that she wouldn't be?
No. Somebody, when we first got here, somebody mentioned that it's haunted and
Yes, it is.
so my first thought was that she was a ghost because
no,
okay.
Ghosts aren't gonna likely. Well, I should say ghosts with their wits remaining about them aren't gonna likely show themselves to you. It's not exactly the safest place for them. Unless you're wearing the olive green, they don't know if you're a friend or not.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Yep. That'll be all. I should get back to work. And he nods curtly and returns to his work.
I'm just gonna go see how Tether is doing.
Cool. Finding Tether is probably going to be an experience. And before we do that, we'll cut to Tether. Tether, you're just wandering, like you do. When you do run face to face with the shaved head dwarven stoic girl you encountered last night. She is now on her own, just sort of wandering is the wrong word. She's walking amongst the bookshelves, but it seems more of a patrol than a wander. But you're wandering one way, she's patrolling the other. When she sees you, she stops, sort of scrutinizes you. You're muted.
Oh, I wasn't saying anything anyway.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna keep walking.
Who are you?
My name is Tether. What's your name?
Sister Asher of the Penitent Stone.
I'm just Tether. Going this way.
I'm gonna have to ask you to wait for a moment.
Are you in charge here?
Yes.
Why?
I speak for the Penitent Stone, and the Penitent Stone have been tasked with keeping order in this place.
Am I doing anything disorderly?
Well, I don't know yet. I have to ask you a few questions.
Do you stop every single person you walk past?
Many. But most of them don't have a demonic touch on them.
Oh, okay.
What's your purpose here?
I am looking for a book. What book? I'm with my friends, and we're here for schooling, and we had a free day.
What's the name of your organization?
Hagen. We're from Hagen Estate in Seymour, the Bright Futures Initiative. And I'm here with my three friends, and yeah, we had a free day, and everyone wanted to go walk around and read books, which apparently everyone likes. And so they split off, and I walked off, and I've just been wandering.
You don't have any interest in these books?
I didn't know how to read till 6 months ago, so it's gonna take me a day to read a page.
You see her sort of stony expression crack a little bit, almost to embarrassment. Anyway, do you know that you have the touch of demonic energy on you? Were you aware of that?
Tether, is it the mushroom cap? Did that give it away?
No. You have an aura of demonic energy floating around you.
Yeah, I knew.
Oh. Do you wish any harm to the archives?
I mean, I don't really wish harm to anything right now.
All right. Well, you're probably fine to go then.
Cool.
You see her?
How long
She's.
have you been here?
Oh, sorry. Say that.
No, you can talk.
Well, as she sort of steps a couple inches closer to you, you see her hand. She sort of flinches up to like touch the mark on her cheek, and then like very slowly puts her hand down at her side and sort of nods her head a little bit as though speaking to herself.
How long have you been here?
Me?
Yeah.
2 years.
2 years here. Sounds fun.
It's a holy calling.
I'm sure. Cool. I'm looking. Okay. Michael is trying to remember. Was I looking for the Hagen thing or the other thing?
Do you want me to answer, or do you not remember?
You know what? We'll say it's RP.
I can tell you.
I know you can,
Okay.
but if I've been wandering for a while, I probably don't remember. So do you know your like way around?
I know my patrols.
What do you patrol?
Why do you care?
I mean, you're asking me questions.
Well, I'm in charge.
Well, maybe I'm in charge.
You're not. I'd know if you
How do you
joined.
know?
I'd know if you joined the Brothers of the Penitent Stone. I don't think you'd be allowed.
Well, maybe I'm in charge of the Hagen estate.
That doesn't give you authority over me in here.
Well, it doesn't give you authority over me.
It does, actually.
Okay. I've been through this. Wait. Would you classify your order? Is it a collection of like-minded people who are exclusionatory towards outsiders and have a certain... What's the definition? A certain ideology that you follow that might not be a part of the norm.
The Brothers of the Penitent Stone welcome most into their arms, as long as they're willing to embrace the stoicism of the Stoic of Stone and the Manifest of Earth.
Okay, so there's rites involved.
As in any religion.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna level with you. I'm trying to like find the definition between religion and cult.
We're not a cult.
Yeah, that's what I say, and then everyone's like, "You're in a cult."
Well, we worship a Selosian recognized deity.
Oh, so it's like takes a country to recognize it.
It's not. Salos is just a placeholder. I mean, the Stoic of Stone was a god. He ascended to godhood. It's real. And this is his holy land, blasphemed upon by scholars and heathens.
I'm hearing your lingo.
Well, who do you worship?
Okay, I don't worship. Okay, I don't worship them anymore.
Well,
Not
if it's the person who put the touch of demonic energy on you, then that's good. It's a dark force.
Okay. Anyway, I was just gonna ask, like, if my original question, what do you patrol? Because I was just wondering, how do I get out of here?
Like, leave the library?
No, I'm trying to get to. There's this place that had like, a table, and like it was surrounded by like bookshelves.
That's like everywhere in here.
Yeah, but there's a specific one where I was set
I
up.
can't read your mind. I don't know.
My friend can. That's the thing. It's usually very helpful.
I don't. I mean, I can tell you how to leave the tower. How to get to Chimia or to Iathnes
Do you live in
Cradle.
Chimia?
No, I live elsewhere.
Where do you live?
She knows. I just forgot what it's called. I live in Stone Solitude.
Where's that?
It's to the west of the library.
How can you tell what's west without looking at the sun?
Well, you just sort of learn, because it doesn't rotate. You spend enough time here.
Okay, I've been in a place that rotates, so it can get confusing.
Probably.
What's your name again?
Sister Ash, sure.
Asher. Okay.
You're Tether.
I am. Am I keeping you from your patrol?
Well, not technically. Because questioning you is part of my patrol.
But I'm good, right?
For now, I mean, don't do
Okay,
anything.
you're going this way?
Yeah.
Cool.
Are you gonna come too?
I mean, what else am I doing?
Oh, okay. If you wouldn't mind, stay at least 5 feet away from me.
Is it the spores? Because they don't go in your
it's
mouth.
the aura. I can't be close to something with a demonic aura, or else
Or else...
I was marked by a demon as a child, and I can now sense their presence.
That's cool. I've been marked too.
Yeah, yours is a little different than mine, though.
Yeah. That's a cool thing.
It's not.
Who did it?
I don't know. But whoever it was
Mine-
killed my entire village. So I'm not that keen on talking about it.
Okay. Mine was Zuctamoy.
One of the demon princes.
Yeah.
Perhaps you are a threat. It might be best if I take you to High Brothers or...
I mean, sure if you want. I have nowhere else to be.
roll another insight check on you. You're a lot more laid back than I expected a servant of Zogtamoy to be.
Well, I'm not a servant of Zuctamoy. I got kicked out.
Did you choose to leave or did they kick you out? Are you trying to get back in?
That's a fun question. I got kicked out because I wasn't strong enough, and so then... That's a question I haven't really, journeys of self-discovery? My friend is going on one right now. That's why he's not here, my friend Turn.
No, okay, I don't really care about your friend Turn. I care if you're attempting to rejoin the cult of Zugtamoy. That's what's important to me in this instance.
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. And maybe it would be best if you accompany me on my patrol just so I can observe you a little bit more, in case you are a threat and I need to bring you to the attention of the High Brother.
What's his name?
Zor.
Zor. Is he nice?
A stone is not nice. Earth does not possess emotions or feelings.
You'd be surprised.
I don't think I would. Anyway, if you're coming. And
I talk to plants a lot.
Plants and stones aren't... She keeps walking.
Yeah, but there's a lot of plants that live in and around stone.
Yeah, but they're not stones. You see, because stones are silent, strong, stoic, and plants are fickle and living.
Well, not really fickle. They stay in one place.
Their life is fickle. A stone is eternal. A plant dies.
Well, if we want to go in semantics, how do you classify dies? Because a stone can be crushed, and it becomes something else.
That stone is a weak stone. The strongest of
any
stones
stone
cannot be destroyed.
I would argue that pretty much most stones can be destroyed.
And I would argue that that's blasphemy.
Hey, I get it. Yeah, but even when a stone is destroyed, it just becomes something else, like sand, and it can be shaped like stuff here, and
There is ought to be said about the metamorphosis of stones, but those aren't the stones we wish.
igneous,
We don't want.
metamorphic.
Yes, that's a type of rock, I guess. But we're not trying to emulate that. We're trying to emulate the strongest of stones, those that do not crack or bend or sway. Or
Aren't
break.
some of the strongest stones metamorphic?
I mean, I don't know. I'm not a.
So they got strong by changing.
I'm not a scholar. I just know the manifest of Earth.
Okay.
Ezorak never said anything about metamorphic stones or whatever.
Like marble.
Sure. Well, marble's weak. It can be crafted and
Diamond.
plied. Diamonds are strong.
Diamonds are strong. They turn into diamond out of their intense, heavy pressure and heat.
Yes. The crucible of the world that we must all live through to become strong.
So stones can be fickle because they can change.
She like furrows her brow a little bit.
And that's not a bad thing.
No. Stones are solid and strong and maintain through the crucible of life, through which we become like stones.
Oh, do you guys turn into stone?
In spirit.
I can do this, and I'm gonna cast meld into stone, and I just go into a wall.
It's a wooden structure.
Oh, dang it! Is there no stone to be had?
Not in the tower.
Okay.
Elsewhere, yeah, but I know that I don't mean cheap magic. I mean our spirits become stone.
How so?
We reach enlightenment. Our thoughts become those of the Stoic of Stone, and we emulate our god Ezorak. I don't know what.
Have you
did.
gone there yet?
No, I'm a novice, newly recruited.
So, like, does the soul actually become stone?
Yes.
Does soul weigh anything? And if it doesn't, stone weighs something. So, do you get heavier?
I mean, I'm not a scholar, so I don't know like the math, but probably.
That's cool.
Yeah. It's a divine calling, and one that I'm proud to be pursuing.
That's awesome.
I mean, if you're interested, I could probably give you some of the reading material. She pulls out like a heavily worn book.
That sounds really nice, and I really appreciate it. But I'm talking to you. One, I'm interested. Two, because I don't want to read.
Oh, yeah. Well, you could just do what I do and memorize what's in here, and then you don't have to read.
But part of memorization is reading. Unless you just want to say it.
I could recite it for you if you'd like.
Okay.
All right. And then she begins she just starts from memory at the very beginning of her Bible. And for the rest of the day, probably, she's going to walk you around and just recite the entirety of her religious text to you.
And she's going to stop her a lot and to be like, what does that mean? Or like,
and she won't,
oh my god, look, there's a termite.
She won't be able to explain anything. She has this memorized, just rote memorized, like, clearly she puts a lot of weight into the words, but she can't really explain any of the thought behind them. Anyway.
Look, there's a termite and blah 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 blah. Yeah, and that's it.
Cool. That's how you spend the rest of your day.
I want you guys to know that during this entire thing, if I had unmuted my mic, stream would have had laugh track because I could hear Jess like laughing behind me because she's listening to like this stream.
Oh, that's fun.
Hi, Jess.
Hi, Jess.
She has a stream in her ears, and she was just like standing back there laughing. We could have had the true Big Bang Theory experience of laugh track after every joke.
Speaking of you, Peter, and
should we
and
cast
Winfield.
Bright Futures as Big Bang Theory characters?
No, not now, and probably not ever.
Drop it in the chat, guys.
Bad. It's temporary, Sean, but thank you.
I mean, Tether is Sheldon. I feel like that
Aw.
just fits the best.
Bad. And good luck DMing your own game, Sean. Anyway, Sean D and Septon, you do eventually run back into each other because both of you have turned up jack shit. You're at a loss. You didn't find anything.
Has Balthazar been distracting
Balthazar's
and
been
derailing?
Such a dick, yeah, the whole time. He's like, "Oh, that's the wrong book," and even without his distractions, there's not a whole lot of demons with crescent moon symbology. That seems to be for gods primarily, minor gods, but gods nonetheless. So you're having a real rough time with it. And any demons of revelry is basically any demon, so that's not helping you at all. Demons sort of fit into a couple categories, very broad categories. One of them is murder, one of them is revelry, and one of them is deceit. And he's in there, revelry. Or I guess I should say like debauchery, but revelry fits in that category. And Sean D, the symbology section is dense. Even for somebody as well read as you, it's hard to track anything to anything. It seems that the scholars of symbology are a close-knit circle of people that use very in-group terminology that's almost impossible to suss out without encyclopedias and a bunch of extra books. So like it takes you several hours to even get through one book, and there's no sign of the triple pronged symbol from your, or the 5-pronged symbol really from your delving.
I really want to make a Da Vinci Code reference, but
Do it, you coward.
Where's fantasy Robert Langdon?
Hey, I'm not saying he doesn't exist.
Does he have a Mickey Mouse watch?
I don't think watches are really in vogue in my fantasy world, to be real with you.
Are you saying Mickey Mouse is?
I'm not saying he's not.
Oh no.
So yeah, what do you guys want to do? Probably find yourself before too long. Well, what likely happens is Balthazar gets bored and goes over to Sean D and complains at you for a while about how Septon can't find anything, and then goes back to Septon tells you about how Sean D can't find anything, and it's just...
He starts saying, "Oh, I think that book over there might have it," and leads us closer and closer to each other.
Yeah, probably. He's just like, he's trying to get you guys to hang out because he's bored. But before too long, yeah, you run into each other. Ah! Gotcha.
Oh. Any luck, Septon?
Nothing. This one's been distracting.
That's what I do best.
And also, like, you look up Demon of Debauchery, and it's just like... That's like 80% of them.
There are many, but I am the greatest.
Uh-huh. Do you have a Demon of, like...
I doubt any of these fuddy-duddy scholars would know that.
Do you have, like, a Demon of Boasting? A Demon of Hollow Words?
Oh, you don't
Is that...
know they're hollow? You don't know what I've done, Seppi. And you won't
Get
even
out
give
of
me a
it.
chance to show you. Turn it over. Turn me right over, and I'll show
If
you.
you're so powerful, get yourself out of the hourglass.
That's not... Here's something...
Do it!
Here's something you...
Simply do it!
Here's something you need to know about binding spells, Seppi. The more powerful the entity, the harder it is to break out.
So if you were a weak little baby demon, you could do it, but you can't?
Yes.
Oh my god, he's weaker than a weak little baby
I
demon.
shit you not. That's how it works.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. I know, I get it. Alright,
If I could interject,
What?
might we try the school then, if we've had no luck here, as our necromantic friend suggests?
I suppose. Wouldn't mind, like, just looking at other stuff, but I suppose if we're here for a month, I'll have other time to...
Oh yes,
Look
we'll have all the
around.
time in the world to peruse the majesties within.
Wow, you really...
Yeah, there's got to be something good here.
You could always go in the cool basement. There might be some more forbidden stuff down there.
Nope, no more underground.
But it
No
would
more
be
underground.
so much more fun, though.
No more underground for Seppi.
Oh, come on. You're a coward.
Had enough
I
underground
thought
for
you
a.
were better than this.
I've had enough underground for a lifetime.
In a
Balthazar.
sense, though, Septon, we are underground now. You can't see the sun. We're in a we're in a big wooden tube. That feels underground.
But like caves where things are trying to kill you and a building
A big
aren't
tube where
the
things
same.
might be trying to kill you.
There's nothing's trying to kill me here.
That you know of.
God. All right, remember earlier today when we were like, "We'll get rid of Balthazar," and you were like, "No,
You can
don't."
try. Pfft. That stupid basement couldn't hold me.
I would be willing to try it.
Oh, yeah, you would.
Well, what do we want to do? Do we want to go to the school? Do we want to try to put Balthazar in the basement?
Let's go to the school and we'll talk to everybody else before we determine if we're gonna say goodbye to our group pet here.
I am not a pet. I'm a mascot, if anything.
All right, mascot. I like. I kind of like that. I kind of like that, Balthazar.
See? I'm good to have around.
So if I have this on my hip and I like did a flip, that count as turning it over?
I don't know, try.
I'm not gonna try.
Do a flip.
Can you do a flip, Septon?
Could I do a flip?
Have you seen this guy? He's jacked. Of course.
Of course I could do a. I could probably do a flip. It's kind of cramped in here.
That's pretty freaking epic.
I'm sorry, Sean. Are you all right?
My brain is a bit scrambled from reading nothing but symbols for the past several hours.
It
Maybe
wasn't
we should-
poggers.
Maybe we
So
should
many
get-
books with just the cool S drawn in them over and over again.
shelf of just the cool S.
Let's go to the school.
All right.
Right.
For your entire walk up towards Chimia, Balthazar is just chanting, "Do a flip, do a flip, do a flip," just the entire time as you go.
No, Septon will take Balthazar off his hip and hand him to Sean D, and then just do a flip.
Make an athletics check. Acrobatics, wouldn't it be?
Acrobatics, I think.
Yeah.
They're the same number for Septon. Let's see where.
I don't know. I feel like a flip is athletic. Just from my personal experience, having.
I mean, I get both, but I'm telling you right now, they're the same number.
It's technically an acrobatic maneuver, but I feel like it's more strength based than dexterity.
What do you want me to roll,
All
Blake?
acrobatics, because it's D&D, but
Okay.
yeah, rapiers do piercing damage in this game.
Septon's got a 22.
Yeah, you do a sick. Are you doing a front flip or a back flip?
Well, we'll do a backflip.
Yeah, you
Jump and do a backflip.
You do a sick backflip. Yeah.
Yeah. See?
Oh, it's even better than I imagined.
Alright, now shut up there. I did your flip, Balthazar.
But I wasn't on your hip. I didn't get to do the flip too.
Alright, we're not doing that.
Someday. Someday you're going to need me.
I feel like that wouldn't count, personally.
You could try it.
No. I don't know. I just feel like with magic items, it's all about, like, intention.
Well, I'm not a magic item, Seppi.
Because if we put you on a table, and then you got knocked off, and in the process, you flipped and landed the other way up, I feel like that wouldn't work.
There's only one way to find out, and it's to do it.
We're not doing it.
Ugh, you're such a bore. Anyway, you make your way up north, and you find yourself in Chimia. Now, Chimia is a little bit different than the rest of this place. Chimia is an addition made of gray stone, not unlike that would be used in like a Caerleonin castle. The most immediately noticeable thing about the area is how lived in it is, literally. I mean, the reading rooms have been transformed into small abodes, the ladder pathways into drying racks, and notably the terraces leading outwards into what look to be small farms. You see children running to and from. You see parents sort of out and about. You get the sense just from the outside that there's 3 stories to Chimia. As you walk into the first story, primarily you're seeing children reading books, writing stuff in notebooks, wandering around. You do see other people wandering around. There's definitely people that live on this floor in the reading rooms that have been transformed into little homes. But most of it is just sort of children, from as young as like 6 to as old as your age. You do also notice that the utmost care has been taken when building these houses and these structures to preserve the library as best as possible. It seems as though any structures having been built out of wood were out of bookshelves that had already broken, or wood that doesn't look like it was used in the library itself. And as you look around, you see that on this floor, a lot of the books on the shelves are stocked with children's literature and educational materials. It's not long before you see what's probably the schoolhouse. It's a door. It's a room with the door open that looks like it was built to be a large lecture hall at one time. You see a bunch of children, probably 8, filing out one by one, sort of chatting to each other, waving papers at each other. You hear some of them talking about their homework as they're leaving. As you peer in over them, you see that there's a man standing up at the front who's shuffling one set of papers into a folder and pulling out another one. This man is human man with long black hair pulled into a ponytail in front of his left shoulder. He's dressed like a college professor. He's in tweed. He's got a tweed coat on and simple, well-ironed clothes beneath it. He doesn't have glasses. He's rubbing his eyes. You can see a little bit of stubble has formed on his chin, but it looks like he tries to keep it shaved, but he might just have not had the opportunity recently. He's looking down and putting some stuff away and sort of quietly mumbling to himself as the students file out.
What do we want to ask him about?
Well, we could ask him if he knows anything about either of our subjects at first, and if not, we can ask if he knows someone we could ask.
Excuse me, sir.
Hello. You're not my my next class?
No, we were hoping you might have a minute. We were in line for the help desk, and we met someone who said you might be able to help us, well, better than the help desk might.
Oh, I wouldn't go so far. I'm just a teacher, but I'd be willing to give you a hand. I have a few minutes here before classes. Come on in. 'Cause you're up at the top of like a lecture hall that goes down, and he's standing down at the desk at the front. It's like, hey, come on in, come closer. We should need to shout here.
Yes, of course. We're actually from a school ourselves over in...
Oh, are you from Hagen? Are you from the Bright Futures?
Yes, that's us.
Yes,
Captain, this is Shandi.
It's great to meet you. My name is Mikhail Surin. I'm one of the school teachers here. It's an honor to meet you. I heard that you would be coming here, and I was hoping to be able to pick your teacher's brains about, her method, but who better to talk to than the students?
Oh, yeah, Elitha is,
She's very busy, it seems.
Yeah, oh, yes, very busy, very busy. Focuses on her academics almost to a fault. Shandi, wouldn't you perhaps say that?
We haven't proven that yet. It could be a method to greatness.
It could be. It could be.
I don't know really what you're referring to, but I personally, and maybe I'm biased because it's my profession, but I don't think there is a fault to studying academics.
Oh, no fault at all, but, well, anything can be taken too far.
Astute. So what can I help you two with?
Well, we were looking into a few different things. I'm looking into a question of, demonology, although I keep stumbling back into gods every time I do.
It's not my forte, but I know a little bit.
Yeah, perhaps then we could skip it. And Shanti, you were looking at...
I'd love to hear.
Oh, alright, well, I'm looking for a demon related to the goddess Lulth, created by her as a sort of plaything might actually be the right word. Goes by the name of Balthazar. Symbol is a crescent moon, supposedly. That's the part that keeps leading back to gods.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, you combine crescent moon with Lulth, and you... Well, there's a very clear pathway to follow. It's not demon related, but the erstwhile... Before her fall, so to speak, Lulth had a lover. A lover who you may know as the head of the elven pantheon, Corellin Lorethian.
Oh yes, lover to many in the
yes,
in the stories.
His symbol, as I'm sure you know, is a crescent moon.
Septon probably did know that.
I mean, I don't know how much. Yeah, he's
Septon did a whole project on elves and elf history.
He's got a lot. He's got a lot going for him. The fact that his symbol is a crescent moon is probably the least interesting thing about him to you.
It sounds familiar.
He's the god that fucks, so who cares what his symbol is?
Septon definitely knows that.
Yeah. Of course, their relationship stagnated quickly. But that would be an interesting connection. I don't know of any connections to the name Balthazar from there, but it could behoove you to look into that connection. After all, I do believe that the residents of the Elven Kingdom of Nildor currently are unable to communicate with their pantheon. Corellin Lorethian being the head of that pantheon.
And Septon appears a little in shock as he's putting some pieces together in his head.
I don't know what the connection would be, and perhaps this Balthazar creature you speak of is using current events against you, but...
Very possible.
That's the connection that I would draw, given the little information that I have.
I will say you're not the first person to connect elven gods and Balthazar.
Well, when Lulth is involved, it's hard not to involve the Celadrine.
You are the first person who seems of sound mind to do it.
Well, quite a compliment.
Interesting. Sorry, you've given me
I'm glad
something to think about.
If you'd like
Shadi,
any assistance in researching this matter, I'd be happy to set some time
I
aside.
think my next step is I was told there might be some people who know more about demon containing.
Ah, the Salatai, yes.
I thought it was the...
Yeah?
I thought it was someone here at the...
Well, yes, the Salatai. They're a subsection of the scholars who work in the Salatium.
Oh, okay.
I'd recommend, if I had to... She's definitely not the most friendly person I've ever met, but she is the one who comes up here the most often. Keep on a lookout for... she's a fire genasi by the name Saravia. That's her... Salate Saravia. Silvered spear, fire genasi, will punch you if you look at her wrong. That sort of energy.
Septon's gonna get... That's what I heard.
She can probably get you in contact with people. If not, Rosary at the front desk is very good at connecting individuals.
Right, she made a comment about demon containment.
They're good friends, those two.
The demon claims it won't work, but we'll see.
Well, what don't demons claim?
Yeah, he never... Interesting.
And, sorry to ignore your plight if there's anything I can help.
Yes, I had... I was looking into symbology a bit, but the texts were a bit dense for me, and I was wondering if you might have any insight about where I could look to get more information on a particular symbol?
Yes, well, actually, it just so happens that I was trying to delve into symbology myself recently at the behest of one of my last year students. As you said, it's a bit of a boys' club, symbology, and difficult to get into if you don't know what you're looking for. So I was trying to compile some resources for him. Could you here? And he grabs a parchment and a quill, inkwell and slides it over to you. Could you draw the symbol? I might have seen it.
I'll just draw the 5-pronged symbol.
Cool. He grabs it and he says, "Actually, I have seen this.
Ew.
In my endeavor to make it a little bit more easy, I'm fairly certain, run across this symbol. I can't tell you what it is right now. I'm not sure I remember, but I could get my resources to help you out with it. If you'd be amenable to a bit of a wait."
Oh, that would be excellent. I have plenty of time to wait.
Great. Well, my next class is should be shuffling on in here pretty soon. What say you noon tomorrow? Meet in Iathne's Cradle, and we can. I'll bring what I know, and maybe I'll look into some more information for your demon problem as well, Septon.
Oh, yes, thank you, and I will try to find Miss Sarabia.
Yes, I've actually been meaning to delve into the Slashium a little bit myself, so this will prove a good opportunity.
Wonderful. Well,
I'm glad I could be of some help to you two.
Of course, from one school to another. You're the second school we've talked to about the demon situation. Because remember, we talked to, what was his name? The demon hunter at, hang on, let me check my notes. Professor... Oh, Dr. Russ! Dr. Russell at Felford College.
Oh, yes.
He suggested we fight the demon.
That's an interesting take.
Dr. Russell was an interesting man, but I think he had, like, a dead body of a demon hanging in his room. He might have had, like, a lesser demon skull or something.
Well,
interesting fella.
Well, then perhaps his advice was sound if he has...
Am I remembering that correctly? Didn't he have, like, a mounted skull in his room or something?
Yeah, all sorts of trophies. I do not have those abilities. I'm a simple scholar, so I wouldn't recommend fighting a demon, but you're at a school for adventurers, so maybe that's your best method.
Point, we seem to have befriended him, so I don't know if fighting is exactly where we want to go.
Take care with that, demons want to use their wiles. All I'm saying is he might not really be your friend, but I of course, I don't know.
I have a funny feeling of that. He's betrayed us a few times.
Oh, stop it, Septon. I have not. Oh, it's here.
Oh,
yeah,
it's everywhere we go.
I noticed the crescent moon and it is good to meet you, Balthazar. The pleasure's not mine. Great. Well, interesting. He doesn't seem like he's exerting any sort of demonic influence right now, so the containment that he's in...
Contained. Completely contained.
Yes.
And just don't flip the hourglass.
I wouldn't dream of it.
He keeps trying to get us to flip the hourglass.
It would be fun. You look like you could use a load off, Mr. Teacher. Oh, I'm quite fine, thank you. Consider it, but no thank you. You're all bores. I'm going back to sleep.
Good.
These do.
Well, not every day I get to talk to a demon, so thank you for that opportunity.
Of course, and I mean, do you want us to let Elitha know you'd like to talk to her?
Oh, don't. She seems busy enough. Don't add another thing to her plate.
No, she could use some time off.
If it works out, it works out, but I don't want to be a burden.
Well, thank you for...
Of course, yeah.
Everything.
I'll see you at noon in the Iathne's Cradle, then.
Yes, you will.
I'm not sure if I'll tag along, but
Oh, please.
Feel no need. If I find anything else out about this Balthazar character, then I'll give it to Shandi here.
Thank you.
Of course. Well, I hate to ask you to leave, but my next class is filing in, so unless you want to join, sit through a lecture.
we have plenty of lectures we'll be sitting through soon.
I'd imagine you would, yeah. Alright, well then, it was nice to meet you. And see you soon.
You as well.
You make your way out as a group of, 14-year-olds are coming on in.
What was his name?
Mikhail Surin. Mikhail space Suren.
Oh, that was much more helpful than what we found on our own. We should have started there.
Yeah, I don't do good just wandering around libraries.
Where are you getting up to? It's probably 4 p.m. at this point. Anywhere the two of you want to go?
How's the line at the help desk?
Yeah, you can head back out. It's one person, Oliver, at the help desk.
Alright, Septinal.
And he's just
So-
you must know her. You must. How many people could work here?
John D, I'm gonna go looking for some non-important stuff. Feel free to come with me, but if not, I'm gonna ask at the help desk again.
I was going to wander for a bit and just get the lay of the land here.
Alright, I'll see you back in the room, I suppose, or I suppose we should eat dinner at some point, or regroup with girls.
Let's say meet back at the rooms in an hour or two?
Sure, why not?
Very well. Shandi takes out his notebook and starts, sketching a rough map as he walks away.
Sure. And you're going back to Daphne's cradle and the reception desk.
Yeah, Septinal, get in line.
You're behind Oliver, who's just just frustrated, and Razri just keeping a smile on her face, but clearly also frustrated. It's I promise you, there's a lot of people that work here. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's somebody in line with a question I probably can't answer. Oliver's but who could? Oh, you! Happy New Year!
Still no luck, Oliver.
No luck.
Sorry to hear it.
It's fine. She'll turn up eventually. She has a habit of doing that. Please, by all means.
Thank you. I really hope you do find your friend.
I do too. I know she's fully capable of taking care of herself, so I'm not worried. Even with these disappearances, but,
Is it time sensitive, or you just...
Sort of, yes.
Best of luck to you.
Razri does say, Mr. Dumont, I would appreciate if you don't, mention the disappearances to our guests, please. And
Well, the disappearances are quite obvious, and Septon gestures to all the empty desks.
Oh, no. They were called away to other duties.
Oh, called away, disappeared, potato.
No. The disappearances are the not to be worried about.
Ah, well, in that case, I'm here for information.
Which I am happy to give.
First is, where can I find, the first is rather simple. Where can I find, plays on, great heroes and such? Or not plays, just,
Literature?
stories. Not fiction.
Non-fiction.
Non-fiction, but historical literature.
Are you looking for... Well, there's the histories, obviously. There's some plays, and there's also bard retellings that have been penned down.
Bard retellings.
We have a section for that, yes.
Yes, where could I find that?
That'll be first floor, sort of near Chimia, a little bit to the west.
I assume it's on the first floor because it's popular, it's where everyone goes.
You would assume correctly, yes.
I had a feeling. Alright, and then the second thing, I need information on disappearances. If you could give me anything on that.
I shouldn't have spoken. That was out of line of me. Our policy right now is to not discuss the disappearances. Though I can assure you that disappearances happen here a lot. There's quite a few, ghosts and other cursed entities that live amongst the stacks. It's not unheard of. So don't fret. Nothing is different than normal.
I see.
She's lying. I mean, she's lying through her teeth, but that's pretty clear.
Oh, I don't even have to insight check that.
She did roll a 1 on her deception, so
Okay.
she's like, nothing is out of the ordinary.
Right. Well, then if nothing is out of the ordinary, I shall head over to the Bardic Pellets.
You know, I think I'll join you if that's all right, Septon. Mr. New Year.
Is that Oliver?
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Because this has begun to bore me, and it is clearly not working. So, if you don't mind, I'd love to.
Oh, no.
I'd love to read a good story or two.
Of course not. I'm looking for some specific things, but I find history more interesting when it's told by writers.
Sure. Yes. I don't. To be honest with you, read up much on history. I like to live in the present.
Right. Myself as well, but I think my present might need to be recorded for history after a couple things that have happened to us.
That's a good, because one time everyone, and I mean everyone, called me the Slime Slayer, but no one ever wrote that down except for me, so now nobody calls me it.
That's not true. It was written down
by me in my book.
Septon doesn't know that, but it was written down.
Yeah, he's the only one who did. And this book belongs to.
Yeah.
So,
Slime Slayer. What did you do?
I slew
a
slime.
You slew a slime.
A big scary one with this dagger, I think, if I remember correctly.
So you're a necromancer who fights with a dagger?
When I have to.
I see.
Once you're out of earshot of Rosary, he says, if you're interested, I'd be more than happy to fill you in about the disappearances. I've been here long enough to know.
I would love to hear about them, because I'd rather not disappear.
Yes. Well, normally there are disappearances. I mean, this is a necromancer's wet dream, really, this place here.
Gross.
Yes.
Go on.
There's ghosts, undead, cursed objects, whatever. All over the place. So, of course, disappearances are, wont to happen. We can cross our fingers and hope it's the Stoics, but it'll happen to all of us. This one isn't any more frequent than any of the other ones, but there is a bit of a side effect. These people come back, but not quite as they left. They're physically unchanged, of course, but their minds aren't all there. I don't know if you've ever experienced the spell Feeble Mind before.
Can you say that I have?
It's akin...
I had a friend whose brain slowly devolved due to a magic item. We were able to remove it, but...
Good. It's similar to that. They can't seem to remember anything. Communicate. There was a similar thing going on back in my adventuring day, but this isn't quite that. It's not they've lost a chunk of their memories. It's they can't seem to think. So they return unharmed, mostly, but they can't. The brain function doesn't seem to work, and the scholars have been keeping that under wraps, Try to keep it no real panic. 3 individuals have gone missing this way and returned. 2 of them residents of Chimia, 1 of them a scholar.
Interesting.
A Salate, no less.
You say they just... Is there any pattern to the disappearances, or is that all under wraps?
Not that I have discovered. It's been happening for 3 months now.
We'll add it to the list.
Oh, I feel like you don't have to. It's not really something you need to worry about. Though if you see a creepy entity coming towards you in the dead of night, guard your brain.
You are my best.
You said a friend. You had a friend with the mental thing?
He put on a magic item.
Yes. Is he around?
No. No. He actually just left us the other day.
Oh, he left.
Yes, no, he's alive.
So you're-
We got the item removed. He came back. For
So
clarity.
Your merry band is down a member?
The moment, I suppose.
And
Yes.
you're interested in great heroes of the past.
Yes, as another, not a member, but a ally passed away. Right?
Interesting. I'm actually not going to join you, if that's alright, because you've struck an idea in me.
I'm glad I could help.
Yes, we shall see each other again soon. Happy New Year! And he just very quickly, without another word, scuttles off into the library.
Strange fellow. Does Jangle follow him?
Yep. Right behind him.
Does if he runs off, does Jangle clank after him? or-
Jangle walks slowly after him. So some distance is made, but Jangle just slowly walks after.
Odd fellow. And then Septon's gonna try to find stories on heroes and such.
Cool. Yeah. It's not hard. You don't need.
Specifically,
Yeah.
anyone who any story that ends in the hero's death,
Okay.
a poetic sort of a martyr or a poetic death
All right.
or something like
Make an
that.
investigation check.
Oh, Septon's not good at that. It's a 6.
I mean, you find a section, and you're like, oh, I should find a martyr, but you get too engrossed in the first story that you read that you end up just reading the thing, and you while away the hours reading about a great hero who conquered a being theoretically from the stars, but whether or not that was true is hard to say.
Is this one more interesting for you, Balthazar?
What? Well,
Never mind.
You'll have to hold me up to it in order for me to read it, unless you want to read it out loud.
No, that's alright.
All right. Una, what are you up to?
I was trying to find Tether.
Okay, yeah, you can probably find Tether pretty easily. As you hear her before you see her. Is Michael here? Or did he leave?
I don't find Tether.
Yeah, maybe you don't find Tether.
You don't find Tyler. You find Septon and Balthazar.
Yeah, honestly,
Or Sean D.
you probably do run into Sean D, who's sketching down the locations as he walks past. Sean D
walks past and does not notice Una. He's
Okay then.
Are you gonna interact with him at all, or?
Well, he seems wrapped up in his studious work.
2 ships passing in the night.
Yeah. I was in the middle of writing a note and I got distracted. Something about finding an archivist, but I forget what it was for. So
I also forget what I told you to find an archivist for, so I can't be of much help.
that's alright. Must have been because the last person I spoke to was the guy with the scripture magic. So maybe there was more on that, but I'll just keep looking for Tether.
Cool. As you're looking for Tether, you don't find her, but you do run into a familiar duo. Luke and Aaron are sitting in a bit of an alcove around a table, and Aaron is furrowing his brow, he's holding his head looking at a book, and Luke is sort of just holding a smaller pamphlet up, flipping through it nonchalantly. She notices you as you come towards her. Oh, Una, from last night.
Yeah.
How was the big room? Worth the competition?
Personally, no. I think Tether just wanted to prove something to the guys.
Good on her, I guess.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tether, I just watched her she just walked past here with one of those one of the Stoics.
Why?
I don't know. They were chit chatting.
Oh, I guess you wouldn't know. should have stayed with her. Okay.
I mean, they didn't seem like mad.
Yeah, but she's supposed to be doing research on something.
Yeah. You gotta
It's alright.
keep her to task, like Aaron here. Aaron's like, I'm good at this, and she hits him on the top of the head with her pamphlet and says, "Read." Like, we've got a test.
What are you guys studying?
We've got we have a test tomorrow on the creation of teleportation magics, and this guy decided to get drunk last night instead of study. So
that's not gonna. Yeah.
Who has
Cool.
a test 2 days after a holiday? Master Surin does. So study.
At least it's cool stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it's like where you're from, but I feel like the pursuit of knowledge is pretty cool. So.
Yeah. I mean, we had tests, but not enough, in my opinion.
I think you'd
like,
fit in around here, though, Nuna.
Yeah, not as many written tests at the old Hero Academy.
Gotcha.
But thank you. I will see you around.
See you around tomorrow night.
Yeah,
If you want.
yeah. And then I'll go after the direction they pointed me in for Tether.
Cool. Yeah, you as you go in that direction, you do hear Tether talking. And another unfamiliar voice sort of quizzically responding. As you turn a corner, you can see the bald dwarven woman from last night holding a book and talking backwards to Tether, who's a couple paces behind. And when they say the soul, they literally do mean the soul in this situation. You're muted.
And we still don't know the weight of it.
There's no like numbers in the book. I'd probably have to ask High Brother Zor, but I don't think he'd like that question. I think it's more of a spiritual thing.
So is there actually a soul or not actually a soul?
Yes, souls exist, yes. I can say that with confidence.
Okay.
Because, fell creatures of hell will bargain for you and steal your soul.
Do I have a soul?
Yeah. I mean, unless Zugtamoy took it from you. But I don't think you'd be alive if she took your soul.
Well, how can you be alive if your soul turns to stone? Also, if your soul is inside of you and it turns to stone,
It strengthens you inside.
Is a soul like the entire outline of you and you're just like...
No, I think it's like your core, your spark.
So you're like, you get like a rock in your stomach?
Yeah.
Hey, Tether!
Oh, who are you?
I'm Una. Who are you?
I'm Sister Asher of the Penitent Stone. What's your affiliation?
This is my classmate.
Oh,
Yeah. Nice to meet you.
with the Bright Futures Initiative.
Yeah.
Good.
How's it going, Tether? Were you helping Tether research what she was supposed to be researching?
Tether was joining me on my patrol and learning of the good word of the Stoic of Stone.
Was she? I look at Tether.
Heather's gonna mouth, I'm sorry, I forgot what I was supposed to research.
Okay.
Would you like to join us? I could start over.
No, I am fine. Tether, did you want to finish up here, or?
Honestly, I can't fit any more words in my head, so I can call it a day. Do you still need to, like, check up if I'm a threat or not? Because, like, I'm gonna be in class tomorrow.
I think it would be wise if I checked up on you at some point.
Do we know where we're taking class?
I'm sure I know.
Elfa never told you she went to bed.
I do not know.
Okay.
Well, I'll contact High Brother Zur, and he'll contact the proper authorities, and I'll be able to find you.
Are we supposed to meet Aletha tonight?
She said you could, if you wanted to. But if you're satisfied with the teachings for today, then I will see you later. Please refrain from doing any damage to the archives or any of the residents within, as you are on Holy Land.
Of course.
Oh, I meant more the tether, but you as well, of course.
Right.
I have a demonic aura.
Oh.
And you... She looks at you, narrows her eyes. I'm not practiced in this, but...
In what?
Well, my sense is for the demonic, not the angelic, but Brother Zur has been trying to teach me a bit, and you have a touch of the divine hanging around you. I could be wrong. It's not my specialty.
You could be,
But there's the glint that he says to look for. But maybe it's just the light off of your maces.
And you don't get any demonic off of me? Not that I am.
No, my mark hasn't reacted to your presence in the slightest.
Una just shuts down for like the 5th time on this trip.
Okay.
Stay safe and make sure not to kill anyone. May the stone watch over you.
And also with you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I thought that was. I'm so sorry.
The proper.
I was thinking of a different religion. I'm so sorry.
The proper response is, may it stand ever vigilant.
May it stand ever vigilant. Thank you.
Of course. Turns on her heel and continues her patrol.
Do I seem angelic to you? I couldn't do that with a straight face, damn it. Do I seem angelic to you? Oh, okay. Maybe I should ask somebody else. That's weird. Everything I've been researching does not point to that. Unless it was... I guess it's better than nothing, but...
Maybe what you're researching isn't the angelic part.
Yeah, maybe something happened.
Oftentimes, things are not what they seem.
Well?
You see, stepping out from a bookshelf near you is a man in his 50s.
What did it say?
Did you not hear?
I heard the half. I heard creepy voice.
Yeah.
And then I heard the half part, the second half.
It said sometimes things are not what they seem.
I thought he said demon eyes as like okay.
Stepping out from near you is a man in his 50s. He is a human and could best be described as weaselly. He wears a well-maintained uniform of red and black colorations with a golden lion pinned on his left breast, but it seems ill-fitting somehow, slightly too big for him, almost messy on his body. His thinning brown hair is kept long in the back and pulled behind his ears, and his nose has visibly been broken before, beneath his calculating eyes. Let me change the music. Yeah. He slouches and moves with the help of a cane with a golden lion at its head. He steps out from behind the bookshelves, and he's followed by another figure. This, almost his exact opposite, though equally aged. This is a green dragonborn. You can tell she's getting on in years by the graying beginning to happen in some of her scales. She wears pretty familiar garb. It's unmistakably the colors and materials of the Platinum Claw. of the navy blue fabric with platinum bits and several Magitech pieces. This, where the uniform you've seen before on like Second Talon Bolao, was primarily armor. This seems to be more of a military dress uniform. Platinum epaulets with a cord adorn the well-pressed and immaculate uniform, and she herself is well-kept with excellent posture. They both step out of the corner, and the man says, "Tether, I presume." Looking at you, Tether.
You presume, right?
Good. I am Inquisitor Doriba, from the government of the Kingdom of Caerleone. And I am second scale Mayamek Jural, of course, with the Platinum Claw. I am here as a escort for our Caerleonan friend who wishes to ask you, Tether, some questions. This has, of course, been cleared with your program. If you'd like to contact your teacher, she will corroborate that. She headed off to look for you, but we were able to locate you first.
Insight check.
Go for it.
What's my insight now? I have no idea. Oh no. All of my skills are gone. Okay. 22.
22. She is telling the truth. This is a straight-laced military officer, and she doesn't seem to bullshit much.
Okay.
What kind of questions?
Well, Tether, there's been a bit of a disturbance in Caerleone. An attack by a group who we have reason to believe that you might be familiar with.
Uh-huh.
We just want to ask you some questions, determine if this is in fact a group you may know.
Okay.
Very well. Of course, we cannot do it here, but the Platinum Claw has arranged for a comfortable stay for you in Sarduk. It shan't be more than a few days. I promise you, it won't take very long.
Oh, we're going somewhere?
Yes,
I have class tomorrow.
that has been cleared
When was this cleared?
this morning. Should you wish to inquire with your teacher, you are more than welcome to do so.
In Tether's head, I'll be like, yeah, we should. She seems straightforward, but we should confirm with Alitha.
We're gonna find my teacher.
Yes, yes. Well, when you have finished with that, meet us at the entrance, and second scale Jural here will take us to Sarduk,
In Sarduk is.
the capital of Zymor. I believe you've been before.
Oh, we're going all the way there?
Yes, but it won't take more than a second with your teleportation magics.
Okay. Let's go, Una.
I believe she was heading upstairs.
Thank you.
Be seeing you. And he sort of slinks off back towards the entrance. The Dragonborn gives you the standard salute of her station of the Platinum Claw, which is 3-prong across her chest. And then Turnseal and follows suit.
Okay. Should we go?
Yeah, well, let's confirm with Alitha. Let's see if we can accompany you.
Yeah. And if not, if it doesn't feel good, I can just hide in a wall for a while.
Okay. I just don't see what they can ask you there that they can't ask you here. Like, I'm sure they're legitimate and it's an important cause. But I did not like that man.
He slinked. Like a snake.
Yeah. And they were clearly, like,
The
listening
snakes
to
are
us
pretty.
for a while. What?
He
What?
slinked like a snake, and then I thought some snakes are very pretty, and then I thought
Yeah.
there's this iridescent scaled snake
Hmm.
that they do this thing where they sleep
And
on
we're
a
walking.
branch.
And we're
Like-
walking. Every so often I'm pulling her.
It doesn't take too long before you run into a rather flustered Elitha who seems glad to see you. Tether, Una, I hope I found you first. So, there are some government officials who are on their way.
The claw guy and the
We've
snake
met.
guy.
Yes.
We just ran into them.
The Platinum Claw officer and the Inquisitor from Kirleone. So they've talked to you then, I presume.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but since the Platinum Claw is involved, we will have to comply with what they ask. But, Tether, I will come with you.
Oh, okay. Wait. How are we learning then?
Una, because
Yeah.
we'll have to leave, let me detail to you the research project, the details. In essence, it's very open-ended, Una. You, by tomorrow night, ideally, but we might have to push back the deadline a little bit due to my absence, will choose a topic. This topic is not limited to historical figures. It can be on a school of magic, or a nation, or even the history of a form of combat. Whatever you desire. I'll have to approve your topic, however. Once your topics are approved, you will have the remainder of this month to research it and put together a report. And this report can be whatever you choose. I know that not all of you, she sort of gestures at Tether, are comfortable with the written word, writing papers, putting together reports in that way. So I leave the method of this report up to you. Within reason, of course. I mean, if you've put together a 2-minute skit, then it's probably not going to be graded very well, but you put together a 3-act play, well, that's something we can talk about. Class was to continue as normal during the day for a few hours, but as much of your free time as you would like to use, you can use on your projects. Since I won't be here for a few days, I may have to arrange for my lesson plan to be taught by one of the schoolmasters here. But I'll be back soon. They've assured me that this won't take more than a few days. So if you would be so kind as to relay that information to the other two.
Yes. Of course.
All right.
Oh, are we going now?
I'm afraid we must. It seems time is of the essence. If there's anything you'd like to take care of before we go, you can do that.
Well, I have some maggots in my backpack, but Una can do that.
That she can. And
What can I do?
A lucky friend she is.
Some table scraps, just throw them in the backpack.
Okay.
And if you remember to close it, nothing will come out.
Yep. Are you sure you don't want to take the backpack? I'm sure you can run up and get it. I feel like they'd want to be with you.
I've never teleported with small ants and other small insects. I don't know if they'll like it.
Okay. Got you.
Okay,
Well then, Tether, shall we be off?
go!
And Eltha walks. You watch as Eltha and Tether walk away, and another member of your group separates,
Leaves forever.
dwindling, and then there were 3. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session of Dungeon Party. We will pick up next week with 3 people. Maybe 2.
Probably 2.
I don't say probably.
Oh my god.
You're probably gonna
Peter,
pick
you
up with
can't-
2.
You can't split up the Beach Boys.
You're probably gonna pick up with 2, and maybe I'll show up pretty late.
That's rough, bud.
It's not looking fantastic.
Well, in any case, we will be back next week. Unless we aren't, but I'll let you guys know before, like, the day before, because I need to check with some other things before I can be sure that we'll actually play next week. But yeah, that's us. That's it for the night. If you're not currently playing a game of Dungeons & Dragons, you should, because it's the only game where you can get tutored on what is a cult and what's definitely a religion and not a cult at all. And that's the only game you can do that in, so...